This episode is brought to you in part by Keeps. Did you know that 2 out of 3 men will experience some form of hair loss by the time they're 35, and that more than 50 million men in the US suffer from male pattern baldness? There's something you can do about it. Keeps offers a simple, stress-free way to keep your hair. Convenient virtual doctor consultations. That's right, these medications get delivered straight to your door every 3 months. You don't have to go out of the house and get them and talk to all these folks, all this other stuff. Discreet packaging, proven results, and more 5-star reviews than any of its competitors. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/bomb to receive your first month of treatment for free. That's keeps.com/bomb to get your first month free. keeps.com/bomb.
Welcome, everybody, to the Giant Bombcast, episode 699.
Nice.
699 or 699. And that's when that's when you're friends with a couple and you have their back. Winky face.
Hey, all right. All right, relax.
Some random set of circumstances. I am somehow your host this week, Jan Ochoa. Jeff Gersman, Jason A. Stryker, Danny O'Dwyer are out on assignment, and we wish them nothing but the best. So in their place, I've assembled a hit row, a rogues gallery of folks, a herd of goats, because all these people virtually next to me are nothing but the greatest of all time, respectively.
Oh.
We have modern-day Beethoven, because he loves his keyboards, Jeff Bacalar.
Wow. I don't know what to say to that. Thank you very much. That sounds accurate, so I will go along with the compliment, sir. Thank you.
We have the brown Bruce Springsteen, because he was born to run Tamoor Hussein.
Hey, facts on facts. Love to see it.
It's like we time traveled back to the 70s because the juice is loose. Lucy James in the house.
Nice.
Hi.
And last but not least, we have the internet's favorite kuya, Michael Heim.
Oh, my brother from another mother, Jan Ochoa. Thank you so much for having me. I think this is the first time we've had a bombcast with a brown majority. I love to see it.
We kicked the whites out, except for Jeff.
Yeah.
And
Ooh,
Lucy.
well, I didn't say that.
I didn't say that. I think we have to end the show now. We'll just roll the ads.
There goes 90% of your subscriber base. You hate to see it.
Damn, you hate to see it.
But yeah, you know when I get to assemble the crew for today, that means stuff is popping off and stuff's really busy back at Giant Bomb HQ. But how y'all doing? This is some of my favorite internet people here.
I'm okay. I've been better. I'll tell you that much. Well, actually, no. Right now, in this moment, nothing could be better.
Wow.
Aww.
You know what I'm saying?
That is a good way to look at things when someone asks you, how's it going? In this moment, probably great.
Yeah, nothing could be better. Just hearing the Bombcast music in the beginning is like, I'm getting wild nostalgic. You know what I'm saying? I've been listening to this shit for a long ass time. It's actually, I think this might be the 2-year anniversary since the first time I was on, and we were talking about Evo because Evo just ended. I was like, wow, that's wild.
Huh.
See, it's all planned,
Evo
baby.
did just end, didn't it?
It's all planned.
Yeah. I remember running my mouth about Evo with one Ben Pack 2 years ago.
You got to open your third eye for that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Tam,
But yeah.
Lucy, how are things on a different time zone, drastically different time zone?
It's going well. It's it's the end of the day here, so work is mostly. Work is never over. You just choose for it when you want to disengage from it, and I have disengaged from it. So it's a good time. I'm perpetually. I feel like I'm sure it's the same for Lucy, but I still feel I've been back for 4 months now, 5 months, 4 months. 4 months, and I still feel completely out of sync with both here and the States. I don't feel like I've found an equilibrium yet. It's real weird. It's very strange.
It's really weird because you feel like, or at least I feel like I'm not a part of either team because I'm not working the same hours really as the UK. I'm not working the same hours as the US. So it's weird. It's still a weird adjustment. I'm up at my mum's, which is why I'm in whatever this room is. It's very...
You're at the detention center, that's what.
Yeah, I look like I'm
being
taking my weekly
interrogated.
call. Just like checking in with the folks back in the US, like I'm here.
Has anyone told
fine.
Tam or Lucy? Has anyone told y'all if y'all lost your accent? I don't know if y'all been here long enough.
I think I'm incapable of losing my accent. I'm never losing this accent because it's like it's not an accent that you can, because it's not just a straight English accent. It's like English, Pakistani, then Roadman East London. So it's like
It's real roadman things.
Yeah, so it's a straight Roadman thing over here. So like I cannot get, and like Roadman is a mixture of like British, Jamaican, Nigerian slang, and like Pakistani as well, and Gujarati, and so it's like a mixture of all these different melting pot of like languages. So I feel like that's going to be very difficult to strip away. So no one
with
said
me,
it yet.
well, this accent isn't real. It's like fake anyway.
What?
She got media
broadcast.
training, you know what I'm saying?
Is this
No, I mean, I used to work for a TV company and they were like, you cannot have a Geordie accent because we are international and they will not understand
Sounds
what
like
you're saying.
an Evangelion movie.
so the
Yeah.
thing that
So,
I
like, this
hear from
accent-
your voice
Are you
is
really from
not
Nebraska
your real
this whole
voice?
time?
Yeah.
No, I'm
Who are you?
from the northeast of England. So like,
Newcastle upon
Our
Tyne.
yeah, Newcastle upon Tyne. And so when I'm here and I'm talking to like my mum,
It's the
my
lesser
accent
known
goes
sequel
really,
to
really
Ocarina
strong.
of Time.
Newcastle upon Tyne. But I was talking to Greg the other day. I popped on Kind of Funny stuff, and they all just went, "Lucy, you sound so much more British now." So I just think I take on accents. I'm
Yeah,
like
like
a
a
collector,
Belt
or
collector.
It's fun. It's really weird because I remember there being a survey of like customer service people or like over the phone stuff, and there was like, what is the most pleasant accent to hear in that scenario where someone's like cold calling you or you're getting a customer service, and it is the Newcastle. It's like the
Geordie
accent that
accent.
was
It was-
surprising.
the Geordie
was,
accent. Yeah.
customer service and nurses. I think it was like the most comforting accent you can have.
Sure.
In a
I would imagine
hospital,
at the
so.
bottom of that list is Philadelphia and Boston. It's like way.
What? Are you trying to
down at
start
the
beef
bottom
right
of
now,
that list.
Bacalar? Do you got
No,
beef with people from Philly?
No, I don't have beef with them. I just think their accent is just very unpleasing. It's like a severely awful accent sound to my ear holes. It's
It
just.
says home
I-
New Jersey.
I mean,
Yeah.
look, it's fine. You know, it's fine. But that list. It does not end with New Jersey. It ends with Philadelphia. I mean,
God damn.
it's just what it is. I mean, no one will
I
disagree
like the
with that,
Boston
even
accent.
people from Philly. Yeah, the Boston
Yeah, I like
accent's
the
fine. It's
Boston
more of a
accent.
novelty. It's more of a novelty though, because it's almost like I kind of can't believe you speak like that. Let's have fun with it. It's like a fun party trick. Like you really say "ka" like that? Like yeah, okay. But yeah,
What is Mike Mahadi's accent?
Just
He's-
like gruff fighting.
Well,
Okay,
You
yeah.
listen to that guy, it's like, okay, he's
Upstate,
ready to throw
upstate New
down.
York.
He's
Yeah, it's
like, because Mike Mahadi is one of the smartest people I know, until he says the word trailer, and then at which point I'm like, you are an
Trawler.
idiot.
So,
I don't think
Trawler.
he actually says trawler. I think that just
He
slips
says
out
trawler.
sometimes.
No,
He
I
says
think
trawler.
every time he says I have spoken to. We've been around Mike Mahadi enough to know that he's saying trawler all the time, and then someone looks at him and they're like, "What did you say?" And he's like, "Oh, trailer."
He reminds me
And
of
then he'll, like, bite into a
Juliana a little
banana.
bit because they're both from upstate New York.
Are they from
he's
Rochester?
Syracuse.
Rochester, Syracuse.
Mike's from Syracuse.
If a lacrosse ball could speak, it would sound like Mike Mahardin. I feel like it's like what
Ah.
is what I usually go with. I just saw him the other day, and I have to I forget that I'm not speaking to a lacrosse ball. So
I respect that you went for a lacrosse ball, because if I had to pick an inanimate object that I would like, if it spoke, would make a Mike Mahadi sound. I think this speaks to the different experiences we've had with Mike Mahadi. Every time I've been around Mike, most of my time I've been around Mike, we're just goofing off and saying stupid shit.
Yeah.
So like the inanimate object I would pick is a pool noodle. like straight up.
That's so weird but funny.
I think that's me. I don't know.
I don't know.
At least the lacrosse ball is like a product of his specific region. The pool noodle just seems like
Noodles are just like fun and unexpectedly goofy things that you can like use in a fun environment, and like that's what I get out of Mike. He's like very straight and rigid looking, and then you just smack someone with it, and it's funny.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
On the topic of that, lacrosse and pool noodles, what about we talk about some video games?
Okay.
Oh. We have a lovely list of games assembled, and I'm not going to talk about one of them. I'm going to talk about the one that's not actually a video game. This is my new get-rich-quick scheme. Instead of actually going out to go buy a new iPhone, I've sunk $40 into trying to get one from a UFO machine.
What the hell?
What?
Or a crane game.
Where are you going for this?
Round one,
that's what I wanna
baby.
know. You're going where?
Round one. Round one is a popular
Is that
arcade chain. It's like San Jose.
Oh, shit. I was
So
gonna say,
you're
is that by
leaving
us?
your
'Cause
house.
let's go.
So you're leaving your house and you're going to an arcade with a fistful of quarters or
Excuse me,
dollar
it's
bills,
a
whatever.
card. You know, they don't.
Okay,
do
you
tokens
get my
anymore.
meaning.
Oh, wow.
And then you're just like, well, I already subsidized this iPhone 12 with swipes. I don't get it. What's the deal, man? Just go to your local store.
Well, like I saw this popping up on TikTok, and I don't know if like what I'm doing to the algorithm to put this dumb stuff in my face. And I've slowed down on the Pokemon cards, so I guess the world is trying to throw other wastes of money sinks into me rather than doing something smart with my money. And I should correct myself. I'm not playing a UFO game. It's like the key one, where you have to like you have to line up the key to get into the hole, and then like if you time it properly, it'll cut the string, and then the phone will drop. I'm a little bit.
I've seen one of those.
Yeah,
Oh, the Keymaster?
the Keymasters. There's a bunch
Yeah,
of
I've
these.
seen that.
There's a bunch of these in shoe stores because they'll have like a pair of J's or some exclusive shoe there, and then if you can get it there, you'll get the whole pair of shoes.
Okay.
I found one with an iPhone 12, and I was like, I'm still on an 8. I could use an upgrade. I could do this. And then $40 later, I'm still stuck with my regular iPhone.
Jen, are you addicted to gambling?
Yeah, because like this is it.
When's the last time you've been to a casino?
Okay.
Because between Pokemon cards and this is like you're microdosing on gambling here.
Okay, so
Totally.
there may have been one time
Microdosing.
in Vegas when I went to Vegas with an ex-girlfriend's family where I may have snuck out at like 2:00 in the morning to hit
No.
the tables.
What are we playing? Lay it on me. Lay it on me. What are we playing?
It's gotta be
What are we playing?
blackjack, right?
It's blackjack.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
Is
I
it-
mean,
was it-
highest rate of winning.
That and
Was it
craps,
Buster
right?
Blackjack? The one where you can bet on the dealer busting?
No.
CCL.
I found the one table in Vegas that was doing a single deck.
Wow, you were counting cards, bro.
Because,
Damn.
my pops may or may not have taught me how to count cards.
Really?
Oh hell yeah!
Asians were good at
Wait.
math.
Did you win?
Yeah.
Did you win big?
Yeah, but then I lost big because I didn't have anyone to stop me.
Were you with your
up?
dad at the time, or did
No,
he just
no,
like show
no.
you the way?
It
Oh,
was
that's
just-
right, because you were with your ex's family.
Yeah, it
wow,
was-
toxic.
It was like the father-son Kamehameha at the end of the Cell Saga, where like my dad just flowed through me as I was like slapping the cards down.
Just your dad like behind you like this
Exactly.
while you're doing your one-handed Kamehameha placing card down. But you
yeah.
know the American crane games are like, or like those games are like fully rigged.
Oh,
'Cause
100%.
Well,
I think
isn't
the
no, 'cause I saw
Japanese
TikTok
ones
as
are like
well.
not rigged.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen TikToks where you just have to figure out the number of turns and then it'll go and you can win. But I've never. I don't know if the key game has a similar thing.
Yeah, I was trying to time it out with my phone whether or not there was like a specific thing going on, but I was unsuccessful in that. I feel like I need to go back to school for something. Speaking about school, Tam.
Wait. Before
Yeah.
we move on,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get away from like my dark history.
Yeah, because there's other things we have to talk about. Yeah.
Real quick, since we are currently in the giant intervention cast,
Yes.
I am looking at I'm looking at an article. I quickly googled it, and it says here Sega's Keymasters machines. Sega being sued for rigged arcade machines.
It's a scam.
The Keymaster
Oh
game
my
machines
God.
have been targeted for years.
So
causing
you qualify
problems.
for
So I can get my phone.
Say
class action
you can
settlement.
get involved in this class action lawsuit, and hopefully the payout you get from it will be enough to buy you an iPhone.
Oh
Yep.
man.
Turns out after 8 Yakuza games, it was all just crane game propaganda. Hates it.
That's it.
Oh,
That was the
Was
plan
it
all
the
along.
pink bun? Is that what we have to get?
so
from
cute.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta get the pink
You have
bumper.
to get for Haruka, I think, but it's so cute. Oh my gosh.
I will say the round one folks working were very adamant that I don't film anything. specifically
Oh.
at, like the crane game area.
Had you
It's
done
like,
that
but this is
before?
giant bomb content.
Well,
Is there
I
a
like
picture of you on the front door?
no,
Like, don't let this guy
no.
film?
This is like
No,
the first
I-
time I've been to like a UFO machine in like years.
I've
Oh.
seen a TikTok of this person who goes around filming those machines, and people are like very aggressive around that person. They're like, "Do not film." And this person's quite good at basically gaming those machines and getting stuff out of it. So I think it's probably because they don't want people to figure out how to, get the stuff out of it easily.
I wonder what the true strategy is. I haven't seen any of the TikTok stuff, but like, what is it? Is it just like knowing the right trajectory of the pole with the key as it comes out, or is it like another trick?
With like the UFO ones, I've seen people like shove the claw into like the back left corner to get it to spin a certain way. So then, like,
So it goes in on an angle.
Yeah, so they're predicting the optimum way for the claw to like reach on to
Got
whatever
it.
the thing is. I've also looked into buying a UFO
Your own machine.
Oh my
or
god!
a key.
I thought you were going to
thing.
say iPhone.
No.
Because that would be the move.
That would
Right.
Yeah.
see. I'm
Logic would
thinking. I'm
dictate
thinking
that.
big brain here, and that if I just
Yeah.
get really good at the one machine that I have acquired, then
Of
I can
course.
clean up.
Yeah.
At
Why stop at
other
one
arcades.
iPhone?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I could get
how
it.
much
all
is a
the
machine?
Well, like a
Oh.
secondhand one. It's
Is it
kind of a lot.
10K?
It's around 10K.
I love the idea
Just get a
of.
fucking iPhone.
I love the idea of
10K
you.
can buy many iPhones.
Yeah. Explain how.
Only about 10 though, so I guess.
Did I talk to my
maybe-
banker friend about getting a business loan to maybe fund this project, or did I
Oh,
think
dude.
about whether or
I
not
would
I
watch
could?
that
Expense
sketch.
it. You should
Dude, what the-
expense it and be like, "Yo, this is for the office. This is for content."
Backler,
Yeah,
someone
let's
that is
just get back to the-
tangentially like above me, can I expense this?
Yeah,
Once
absolutely.
we get back to the office, let's just chuck away that Tekken machine and get a claw machine there. Easy.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god,
This-
can you imagine?
This
You'll win
The
back your
sketch of,
money
like-
real soon.
of you
What would
going
we
into the
put
bank
in it?
for a loan. Oh my god.
like cups
yeah.
of coffee.
It can only have one iPhone in there, and the only person who's allowed to go for it is Jan.
Oh my god.
It's gonna annoy the crap out of Rory. Rory was already annoyed by the folks playing
At the fighting game
arcade-
machine.
the fighting game machines at all hours of the day.
Rory
Oh,
walks
those
around
guys.
without shoes, so listen. We'll call it even.
You know, I knew I had a pinball problem, but I didn't know you had a UFO machine problem.
I
That's-
think it's like the definition of like mo money, mo problems. But in this case, some money, a lot of problems.
definitely.
So yeah,
Definitely.
don't bring me to like Vegas for anything, man.
So
when I went,
let's go through, baby.
No,
Yo, we can-
It seems like your odds in blackjack are way better than your odds in UFO machines. Like,
well, it's because I haven't had like the father son moment yet. You know,
gotcha.
it
Right,
only
right,
happens
right,
with counting cards, bowling, and having poor health when it comes to fried foods. Anyway, going back
Oh,
to
we
school.
could talk bowling. You know.
Dodgeball Academia, Tam.
Yeah, that's a game that's available now on Game Pass. Real cool game. I haven't played a lot of it, but I've been playing a lot of games that somehow end up being time loop games. I'll come to one of them after that at some point. But I wanted something light and entertaining, and I heard some good things about Dodgeball Academia, and it is exactly what the doctor ordered. A very light, entertaining RPG that's got like a lot of energy to it, a lot of anime energy to it, a lot of charm, a lot of color, and it's basically like dodgeball Pokemon.
Say
if you get what I mean.
Sam. Say less.
Dodgeball Pokemon in like so you're a kid, you go to a school where everyone is a dodgeball player, and it feels very much like you've got random kids hanging around, and you challenge them to matches, and it almost does that, and then you go into a Pokemon fight, kind of like where you've got like people on either side of the screen, and then you're just throwing the dodgeball. You can press like B to catch it, and you just got to time your throws. And there's like team up scenarios where there's 3 of you, and there's rule sets where it's like, oh, if you knock someone completely out of the game, instead what they do is they go behind you. I don't know if this is a rule in actual dodgeball, but like in the game, I knocked someone out and they were like, right, that person's now on the other side of your thing. So the enemy player, the enemy player, if they throw the ball and it goes to their knocked out player, they can throw it back like through, so they can hit you.
That's bullshit.
So it's like weird shit like that starts
That's
happening.
not
It starts getting freaky with the dodgeball rules, but it's a lot of fun, and each player has like a different move set, kind of like I had my main character is just like a little lad who can just catch the ball, and while you're traversing around the dodgeball the university or the college, I guess it is, you can like roll into a ball to get around faster. And then I recruited someone else who's got like a kick, and instead of catching the ball, she just counters it by kicking the ball back.
That's
you absolutely cannot kick.
That's an illegal move.
Illegal tactics. It is very illegal.
You kick, you got hit.
You got
hit.
Yeah.
But she does that, and like I'm like accumulating a party, and now we're about to go into a big old tournament. I'm very early in the game, but it's got like that very high energy Pokemon vibe to it, and obviously like I'm watching a lot of My Hero Academia, which I love, and it's kind of like just a nice wholesome game that you can jump in and out of. Really nice artwork and good soundtrack and some like really colorful characters. It's on Game Pass, so it's like almost a no-brainer, worth trying. It's a good time. Yeah, highly recommend it.
So you're playing proper dodgeball. It's not like a turn-based deal. You're like
no, it's just straight up. Yeah, like you've got a very limited. It kind of reminds me of Pro Bending from Korra, but in that kind of setup where it's like 3-on-3, very limited space, and then you're just catching the ball, or like, and then the other weird thing is like you can pick up the ball from the opponent's half, which I'm pretty sure you can't do in normal.
You can't do that. You can't cross that line.
That either.
Like it's not really far. Like I'm pretty sure you can't run all the way into their territory, but you can like step over the line and reach over and pick the ball up, which is interesting.
If you reach over the line, you're out.
Yeah, you're out. Yeah, but like this is like weird anime dodgeball, but it's kind of good because sometimes it makes sense because sometimes the enemy player or the enemy dodgeball athlete is like on the other side of the other side of their half, so it doesn't make sense for you to just leave an empty ball like in the middle of things. They're like, you just run up and grab it and then throw it and hope that you hit them. There's some like really fun moments where you can time it, so like when you hit the first dodgeball, they're like down. If you time your second throw and you're accurate as they're kind of recovering from it, you can do more damage because they take a hit as they're getting up and there's nothing they can do about it. So it does have a decent amount of strategy to it. I think it's like the game actually is like maybe 9 or 10 hours, and it feels like it's paced really well to be this just light, fun RPG frolic with dodgeball in it. You can like get items and equipment and that kind of stuff. It's fun.
Neat.
Is it like more or less fun than because we played a bunch of Knockout City?
Oh yeah, it's not nearly as intense as Knockout City. Right. It's like full on, like you're looking at it from like a isometric point of view, and there's not much more depth to it than just like throw, catch, and move around. And you've got a little jump as well. But yeah,
you don't have Sapphire level player blessing Adeoye Jr. on the other team, absolutely demolishing everyone by himself.
That man, absolutely sweaty player when it comes to that game. My man is.
I'm gonna tell him you said that. I mean, he listens to shit anyway.
Oh man, yeah. Big year for dodgeball. Big year for dodgeball.
Yeah, who knew?
Yeah.
You know what else? It's a big year for beach-based sports because
and beaches.
Windjammers 2 beta is currently out, and I dipped into that, and then I realized that I am absolute garbage at Windjammers, and it hurts me down to my core. I thought this year would be different because I also got really into Knockout City, and I was like, all right, I'm tricky with a stick. We'll be so good. I'm going to be like aces at this. And I pop into the open beta, and first of all, it was a very, very weird, awkward process to get it downloaded to my PS5 because I couldn't find it on the store. I had to go to like the Sony website to find it there to send the download to the console. But anyway, that's besides the point. I'm still hot trash. I'm not good at the game. There's currently only 4. Sorry?
You playing against sweaty French players, probably.
Maybe.
They're good.
There's only 4 playable characters out right now, and I was trying to main my guy Gary Scott because he's a little bit of a bigger dude, and he was like, kind of some heft around the court. He could throw some people into the net, and boy, howdy, was I always dashing into the wrong places. When you're playing something like Team Fortress 2, like when you're playing as a soldier, you're kind of like aiming where they're gonna go with the rocket launcher. I should pay more attention to that because I'm just going to where they think that I think the disc is gonna go, and then it winds up going the completely opposite direction. So they're playing 4D chess mind games with me, and I can barely dash across the court because I picked the heaviest player. That theoretically I should be able to put some pep in my step, but that only can happen if I'm holding the disc or I can catch it and send it back.
Yeah, man. I feel like I've played Windjammers at every single PAX since like 2017, and I'm surprised this game hasn't come out yet, or I'm like, oh, it's only an open beta, but damn, Windjammers is fun as hell. Though I need to jump into that with you because you could do. I don't even know if can you do duos?
It still looks like it's 1v1
for
now. I mean, that'd be an interesting twist on the formula. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like I don't want to blame it on the controller, but I did download it for Steam, and I was playing with an older 360 controller, and I was a little bit better there. Like I actually won 2 games.
When is this game actually coming out?
That's what I said.
Like, I know, Michael just said that, but, like, it's true. Like, I cannot put my finger on it. I tried to when we were watching it on UPF last week, and
It'll come out when it's done.
I sort of just gave up on it.
Yeah, no, I see .mu every PAX, and they're like, hey, we're making progress on Windjammers, bro. Check this shit out. I'm like, and it's been, like, really good. Every time I've played it, I picked it up. I'm like, this is solid. This feels like, throwing some extra players, characters that you can do this on, and I don't know. Seems like it's good to go. But Windjammers is giant bomb cannon, right? So most people listening to this probably know how Windjammers works. But goddamn, that game is so you get sweaty playing it, man. Like it's so precise. Like you look at it from the top down view, and you're like, oh, this is simple. Just throw the disc in the shit. But damn, that is like you got to be playing chess. Like if you're not, damn, I don't know. You're gonna get fucked up in this game, but. I don't know. It's like a fighting game, to be honest.
It totally is like a fighting game, yeah. Like you can cancel, and I think a new move they've added is you can jump, because sometimes you can lob the disc, and like it'll fall behind you. But now you can jump, and Jeff Gersman, who was playing on UPF, man, he was faking people out with a jump because they were like dashing over to where they thought it'd be, but then he was just not even lobbing it down. He was just throwing it back normally. God, maybe if I try it with an arcade stick, it'll be different.
Oh
shit! Get a hitbox.
Get a hitbox. Yeah, get a hitbox.
Gotta get a hitbox.
Apparently, the first one. Apparently, I own the first one in my. Well, I have it in my arcade cabinet. So I need to like.
I got an idea. Get a hitbox. Put it inside a claw machine. And then you're in business.
Oh shit,
man.
Put a UFO machine inside a UFO machine.
This was supposed to be a fun bombcast with friends, but now it's just turning into like
we're scheming.
It's just the scheme
counting cards and trying to scheme our coworkers.
We got like a heist movie coming together here.
Speaking about heists, it looks like this next game has stolen a lot of time from Michael and Lucy, and that game being Final Fantasy XIV.
You cannot have me on a podcast without having me talk about Final Fantasy XIV. 2 years ago when I was on Bombcast, I talked about how I was in the middle of Stormblood. Man, it's life has changed since then. I don't know, man. I want to hear, but first I want to hear like Lucy's update, because last time we were on when Lucy and I were talking about the game last week on GameSpot After Dark, little plug right there. You know what I'm saying?
Very good.
Yeah, you was early into it. How much progress have you made, Lucy?
Literally none. But I just saw that you put it in, so I was like, I can speak to it now because I've actually put a good few hours in. But since last weekend, so I was supposed to be going back to London last weekend, and then I got pinged. Right. Yeah. So I'm still away from my PlayStation, and like I could remote play in, but the internet here is, at least, I don't know if I'm coming through fine for you guys, but vMix is like freezing all over the space for me, so maybe it's just trying to ease up on my side. But
good.
Yeah,
you're good.
Crystal clear.
You right?
Well, that's good. It's like, yeah, because the Wi-Fi here is just not reliable enough, and so I feel like I could play something like a turn-based thing, but with Final Fantasy, I was like, no, I'd rather just be, I'd rather. Yeah. First of all, also, I think remote play on PlayStation doesn't even go. Does it go to 1080p? I thought it was only 720.
I think it's only 720.
I think it is, yeah.
In that case, that would be tricky because I just have a tablet that's like this big, and so I'd be remote playing with that.
Oh man!
But
I can't wait for you to make more progress, though.
That's this weekend. I've earmarked a good chunk of my Saturday. I want to get back into it and make some progress, because like when we talked about it on After Dark, and I think just the resounding sentiment around it is, once you get through A Realm Reborn, that's when shit starts kicking off. And like I'm not minding A Realm Reborn. I'm finding it quite a nice introduction in.
It's breezy.
It's breezy. It's very, very breezy. And I think, like every Final Fantasy game, it has its own quirks, and I think it's introducing those like quite nicely, letting you get a lay of the land and like what your role in it is. And as it's really my first proper MMO, I'm kind of appreciating that, even though obviously I'm familiar with Final Fantasy. It's like I appreciate
it's a very different thing.
Yeah.
That's why I tell most people when they get into it, like, I'm trying to recruit people to play, what I'm saying, free trial, go up to level 60, you get the first expansion.
Cult leader here.
But for those who haven't played an MMO, or just want to get familiar, or just get familiar with the game, A Realm Reborn is like a very good teaching tool. It's gonna be slow though. But here's the first shout out, the Bombcast. Shouts out to Vinco, the Giant Bomb Free Company. I love y'all. There's a really good
people.
Yeah, there's like the biggest fucking free company on the server, and so a lot of Giant Bomb folks is playing it. It's a good community, and I think that they've helped me kind of enjoy the game. They help me kind of understand things. Like if I have a question, there's always someone online. So I think like when I talk to other folks that we interact with in the industry, or just anyone who wants to play, I'm like, yo, you can hop on our server, join a free company if you're struggling, or if you want someone to just hit up if you want to run a dungeon, or if you like, I want to get this item, or I don't know how to do this quest or whatever. And I think that's very valuable, because it's very hard to find a free company. So everyone come through to Primal Ultros, you know what I'm saying? And then we could hit up the Discord. But yeah, and doing things like the high level stuff, it's really good to have folks to rely on. Like I'm starting to do Savage raids, and like that shit is hard if you don't have people to rely on, because if you do it with randoms, it's a very nerve-wracking thing. And most of Final Fantasy XIV, like if you go through the story stuff, like the stuff that you actually need to do to see the entire story through, it's pretty breezy. Like the matchmaking, it's pretty low level stuff. So the people you get matched with they're all good. It's like, hey, if you fuck up, it's all good. Let me show you how this mechanic works or whatever. But I'm starting to do the high level stuff, and it's a very different vibe, but I do like it after playing this game for 3 years at this point. Like I understand how to play my classes front to back. Like I have my attack rotations on point, so I'm ready to like take that next step. And that's kind of what I've been trying to get into lately. But you don't have to do that kind of thing. But damn, like I said, Final Fantasy XIV is the best so far, the best Final Fantasy stories ever told. You know what I'm saying? And Endwalker's coming out this year, so I've been
Bold
trying to do
claims.
but yeah, I mean that game backs it up, and I've been trying to. In the meantime, I've been trying to do so much extra content, like or the side stuff, and I think this speaks to just how much variety there is in the game. I was talking about fishing raids, and I'm like almost level 80 in fishing. Fishing is dope, and doing fishing raids, like going ocean fishing, is so much fun. It's relaxing. And then I'm starting to do a lot more crafting. I'm doing like alchemy, doing culinary stuff, and this is all optional stuff that have their own storylines as well. Some of it's like it's whatever. Some of it's really cute. They're getting into fashion a lot more too. Trying to open up my inventory spaces, doing the fashion report, spending a bunch of time in the gold saucer. So if you got a gambling problem, Jan, hop into the gold saucer. Let's play some triple triad. We can scratch tickets. We got the lotto
scratch tickets.
Do you just hear the problem he has?
Let's go. You just need to get, I think like level 40 is when I think that's when you can open up the gold saucer. Bro, let's go. Scratch tickets, baby. You know what it's like to bust into a 7-Eleven and start spending like your weekly allowance on.
We just talked him off the edge of his UFO thing, and then you're like, tickets.
So here's the thing. It's like you can't really get rid of that desire inside you. You're always going to be itching to gamble, dog. So you need to put that energy into something that's less dangerous. So you just use your Manderville points instead of real money, and you can get that out of your system that way. See, I'm trying to help you, man. Come on, let's get it.
If I just scream into the pillow that way.
If I just do like the level skip, I can just go straight to the golden saucer then.
Oh, you don't want to do that though.
Okay,
you got to enjoy Final Fantasy XIV. The gold saucer doesn't really hit unless you want to be there, unless you have love for the gold saucer. You know what I'm saying? So there's also there's a lot of like timed activities where you do like little jumping quests, and these like, oh, I won like 5,000 gold saucer points that I can now spend on prizes, and there's a bunch of like mini games at the gold saucer. I've been doing a lot of that. Like I've been doing my dailies, queuing up for dailies while I'm just blowing all my money away and like doing triple triad and stuff like that. So there's so much to do before the end of the days of Final Fantasy XIV and Walker coming out in 3 months. Vibes.
Lucy, are you doing most of your Final Fantasy XIV playing solo dolo? Or are you teaming up with some online friends?
I'm doing it all solo. I mean, Tam tried to add me as a friend.
You cannot add people in the free trial.
Friends.
Rookies.
So
Square Enix was like, no.
You need to pay to have friends. So no, I'm just doing all the low level stuff. I think I'm about 11 at the minute, and so I haven't needed, touchwood, anyone, because it's quite fair, I think, on you at the very beginning. And I've had people randoms just drop in and help out and stuff. So
you don't really need anyone to do anything until, like, I played through most of A Realm Reborn before losing my original character, and I don't remember ever running into any sort of difficult challenge in that.
It's all built so that like the dungeons and the boss battles, the trials that you have to do, all matchmaking, and they're simple enough to do with random people, so you can actually get all the way through Shadowbringers without a friend. But of course, it's always a lot more fun to like to queue up with homies, but you don't have to. So, and in many ways, I played a majority of that game as like a single player RPG, except for when I do need to queue up
the fishing
and
raids.
I think and the fishing raids. You know what I'm saying? So it's still a valuable experience. Regardless, I don't think it takes away from any of the storytelling. And yeah.
You talked about dungeons, and then you talked about being single. Michael, what about boyfriend dungeon?
Ooh, boyfriend dungeon, where you don't have to be single when you go into your dungeons.
What's the zaddy count in boyfriend dungeon?
Oh my god, how many characters are there? There's like 6 or 7 different weapons, but it's not just zaddies. So shouts out to my girl Valeria. That's the second shout out of the Bombcast. Valeria's great. I love Sunder, Seven. Like, there's so many great characters. So boyfriend dungeon, I'm sure folks may have heard from like the Nindies that we might talk about a little later. But I've been following this game for a long time, where it's like part social sim, part dating sim, and then part isometric dungeon crawler. And I've seen this at PAX multiple years too. So also third shout out of the Bombcast, Victoria Tran. That's the homegirl. Hey, swig every time we give shout out, or I give a shout out.
God.
But yeah, I've seen the game's progress for many years, and to see it finally out, it's a really cool game. Like gameplay wise, I think it's quite simple. I don't think the combat is particularly the highlight of this game. I think the social sim aspect and how queer positive it is and how sex positive it is, I think that those are the draws for me.
Okay.
And it's really well written, and it feels very modern in terms of the dialogue, how characters talk, and the sort of the themes that go on with it, like easing you into the dating life. So if you haven't played a dating sim, I think this might be a good introduction to those sorts of things with a little bit of like action dungeon crawling gameplay to throw in. Music is great, but it does touch on, there's been a lot of talks about how it handles its themes, because there are the game does have darker elements to it.
Sure.
And I'm sure people may have caught wind of how it handles elements of stalking and just like toxic relationship type stuff.
Okay.
I personally, like, for this game, it's core to what it's trying to say. And recently they've updated the content warning to let people know that this does contain elements of those kinds of toxic relationships, or elements of toxic relationships. And I think that's an important message. But again, it's not going to be for everyone. So I think you should take that content warning seriously. But I do appreciate how Kit Fox has been able to implement some nuance into those sorts of things, because I think it's important. Like, not many games you come across might not touch on many of those things. And there are a lot of games where the core themes was something I wasn't familiar with, so or something I needed to learn more about. So an example of that was like If Found from last year was one of my favorite games of the year, and I wouldn't say it taught me a lot, but it made me realize that like struggles of gender identity was something I wasn't familiar with, but now I am a lot more conscious of those things through the experience of that game. Is very powerful. And I think Boyfriend Dungeon can do that as well when it comes to dating and relationships. So I think that's probably the more important aspect. It's fun to play too. And like, there's some zaddies. Oh my God, the characters are so hot. The art style in this game is fucking wild. So yeah, definitely peep that. It's on Switch, playing on Game Pass as well. Yeah, it's a good time, but yeah, if you
heed the content warning before you check it out, perhaps. Yeah, I wanted to refire up Necrobarista because it's out on the Switch now.
Yeah.
But man, I don't remember if there was a content warning, but not that Necrobarista dives into anything like toxic relationships or whatever.
Death.
Exactly. It made me like have an existential crisis where I was just sitting there, and this was like, when I checked it out, it's probably mid-pandemic, and I was just like very lost and thinking about like, oh man, like what about my impact on the world? Am I gonna regret it? And then just thinking about the scale of things of like, God, oh no, maybe I don't matter at all. But at the same time thinking, wow, that's a really nicely drawn espresso machine.
A lot of conflicting emotions happening there.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, a lot of conflicting emotions. And going back to the topic of zaddies, Lucy James, how many zaddies do you have in your Sims 4 Cottage Living game?
Literally none. I only made a lesbian couple who are very, very hot and have retired to Hertford on Begley. No, it's like it's basically like the Cotswolds in the UK, and I forget what the name is because I never like. I'm really bad at The Sims because I just build. Like at least in Sims 4, I don't really do the gameplay part of it. Even though now that Cottage Living is out, they've put like farming in, and cottage core aesthetic, which is very cool. And it's also very weird because Sims was such a big part of my gaming life until I would say like midway through the Sims 3 cycle. It was disgusting the amount of time I would play The Sims 4. Well, not The Sims 4, The Sims FOR. And like Sims 4 came out and it wasn't good. Like, it took out so many features. And then over the years I've been kind of keeping an eye on it, and I think once they started doing this Pets expansion, and then they've started putting seasons in, and now with Cottage Living, it's like genuinely a really, really good, fun game again. And I'm treating it very, very differently, because like I said, I never really played that much of Sims 4, and then I've got this pack and I've become obsessed with building and obsessed with, like, first of all, I'm amazed at the mod scene. The mod scene for Sims has always been really cool, but the mod scene for Sims 4 is unbelievable. There is like Maxis announced this pack a few months ago, about 6, 7, 8 months ago. One person, this one guy, made an entire farmland, or like they announced this entire farmland DLC mod pack that they'd made themselves, and it had gameplay, it had a new world, it had a storyline and stuff, and so that's one person made it. And the fact that they can do that and they can integrate it so seamlessly into the game, like you can just download it. I think they have a Patreon and you can pay if you want to, but I think it's probably still free. And just like anything you want in The Sims you can have, and it's so much more sophisticated now, I guess. And so it's become a real kind of it is, I guess, a kind of like meditation-y type thing, just like nicely building a little house, because since I've been back in the UK, I've been lucky enough to kind of loan consoles that I have, but, you know, coming up and down the country to see my parents and stuff, the only thing you can't take an Xbox, you can't take a PlayStation on the train, like they're not movable enough. Like, I guess if I had... They're like, don't mind me. And so the only thing I've really been taking with me is my gaming laptop. And obviously, like, I could download anything I want, but I've become weirdly hyper-fixated on The Sims 4 just for a bit. I think it's just, maybe it's because I'm back in the UK, I'm back in England, and I'm like, yes, I want to have this aesthetic and put it all over everything that I do. Because my sister genuinely lives in a little farmstead in the middle of Wales, like in the middle of nowhere. And so maybe it's just my unconscious telling me that I should move to the middle of nowhere and start raising animals.
Whoa.
I'll watch it. I mean,
Yeah,
I think the idea of getting away is to get away from cameras and streaming, but just do it.
Turn that shit into content.
Just the world.
Sounds like
just
content.
the world.
Yeah.
It sounds like sweet, sweet content, though.
Does it nail the cottage? Does it nail the cottagecore aesthetic well?
It does.
The kids love
really,
cottagecore.
The kids are obsessed with cottagecore, and it does do really, really well. It's very, very British. Like, you can go to a pub and you can get bangers and mash, and you can make Yorkshire puddings and stuff. And so it's a really cute thing that they've implemented, the Britishness of it.
Mincemeat pies?
I haven't found any yet, but I will have a look. All right.
It's
just it's just a very nice, calming game, because I've been playing. Well, no, I haven't. I've only really been watching The Sopranos. That's it.
I saw the trailer for the Saints of.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Because I've never seen The Sopranos, and I don't want to accidentally spoil myself, even though I know it's a prequel.
I don't know what to think of it. The guy looks really cool. I like his hairstyle. I don't think I could pull it off. It's like an overgrown.
You talking about
70s.
the kid?
Yeah, the kid. That's supposed to be Tony, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's his real life son.
That's his son.
What?
Yeah.
It's like an Ice Cube situation?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't know what that means, but it's James Gandolfini's actual real life son.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Ice Cube's son plays Ice Cube in
Straight Outta
Compton movie.
Oh, didn't know that. Yeah. So same.
So isn't Dre's son playing Dre as well?
No.
Or is that someone else?
It's someone else.
I don't think so, no.
That guy played Benny in the Heights.
Maybe.
Anyway,
I think that movie has a really not a great title. The Newark, like the many,
okay.
it's like
Not
Many
Straight Outta
Saints
Compton.
of
Okay.
Newark, yeah, the Many Saints, yeah, but whatever. I mean, I don't really have a lot more to say about Sopranos. That hasn't been
Mr.
said.
Bacalar, Lucy was talking
What?
about building, and I see that you've added something to this list that you've also been building.
Please.
You don't seem
guess
happy about it. But
I'm not
you're
happy
right.
about it because it's another stupid fucking hobby that I was just like, oh, let's go down this rabbit hole and see what kind of
I can relate.
shit could piss me off. And lo and behold, I found enough to piss me off. So I don't know when I did this. I genuinely don't remember. I think I bought a 3D printer like a year ago.
Okay.
Because
What do you mean you think you bought? Like it just turned
Like
up
that's
one
something
day?
you consciously buy with your full ass chest.
Was this like a
I'm
drop that
fucking
you
buying a 3D
participated
printer.
in? Like you got
It
the drop
wasn't
for
a
the
drop.
keyboard and the 3D
Nope.
printer.
Oh, it's way easier to get a 3D printer than it is like a keyboard you've been having your eye on for years and years. 3D printer you can buy no problem. I forget the situation. I think, still very much the pandemic is still very much a thing. I feel like at the time a year ago I was like, well, this will be a fun thing to fuck around with. And I bought it and I remember getting the box and then I like forgot where the box went. And then the other day I found the box. And I put it together on Sunday and I started printing stuff.
What?
And-
Okay, so what's on the docket to print? Are you printing your own keys
Yeah.
now?
I honestly it was so funny. So my wife was away for the day, so she took my kids, so I was like by myself. I'm like,
I was
I'm
gonna say
build
this
a
whole
3D
story smacks of my wife was away.
Yeah, because when she got back.
I blanked out for a second and like it went from 3D printer to my wife took my kids.
Yeah, it wasn't,
I was like,
they're
oh
not
god, what
connected.
happened?
Those things are not connected yet. Okay. She gets back and I'm like knee deep in this fucking thing, and she's just like, what in the fuck are you doing? And I'm just like, it's cool, like I'm making stuff. And and all I had to show her was like 11 broken fucking pieces of plastic. Like that's all I had to show her. And she was like, what the fuck's wrong with you? And then I finally printed like one thing that worked. I made this.
Oh, look at
It's
that.
a- it's a coaster.
It's a coaster. Cute.
That's like not. It's. I'm not gonna fucking use this. Like,
Sell
I
them.
just,
You
That's a
drink
great
beverages?
sound.
no, like it's so the thing with 3D printers is like I had almost next to no experience with them. We had a couple in the office pre-pandemic, and I remember going in and like someone built like a Nintendo Switch stand with it. Easy.
Wow.
And then easy. And then, like the other things that I just found to be next to useless. And I'm just like, I think it's cool that you can build something, but seeing my wife's unimpressed face with just like, this seems incredibly wasteful and just dumb as fuck. What are you doing? And I didn't really have a fucking good response. I was just like, maybe you're right. Should I just throw this away? throw it
Isn't
away?
that shit loud as fuck too? Like when you're printing.
I mean,
things?
I
Do
threw
they
it
still
in the
take forever
basement.
too?
Oh, dude, it's so absurd. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. I knew what a 3D printer was. I knew about the filament, and it's basically just like zzz, back and forth like a dot matrix printer until the end of goddamn time. And then you've got like a thimble, and you're like, sick. I don't know. Like,
impress,
yes, this
impress
is
your
cool.
neighbors in Patterson. You know what I'm saying?
This is cool.
Yeah, you
this
could get
came out.
into.
This came out good.
Yeah.
I tried to print a Sonic for my kid, and that shit doesn't work. I can't get it to like. I just can't get it to print. Like it's constantly
It's because he
moving,
goes
and
too
then
fast, is why.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
it's true. The 3D printer can't keep up with him.
Yeah.
So like,
Have you,
I put in the.
can you use a 3D printer to print a 3D printer?
Okay, we need to fade to black with that.
I mean, I
question.
feel
need
like that is a joke that is just a bit of a
No,
bit of
this
a
is
softball.
a genuine like question. Can
Yeah.
you print a
Yes,
3D printer
I would imagine you
and
could
make
print
it function?
You could print most
need-
of the pieces. I would imagine.
You
but
need the electronics
uh,
to
yeah,
put
you
in
can't
it,
print electronics just yet.
Right,
We're
right.
not there yet.
You could get into
Oh my god, my
cosplay,
dog
Jeff.
just opened my
Your
door.
dog just opened the door
Wow.
and strolled in.
Wow.
That's incredible.
What the?
Oh
did he do
damn!
that?
They're They're taking
Dogs
over
are
the world,
advancing.
dog.
Dogs are
they're getting
advancing.
conscious.
That ain't a dog
What
anymore.
else?
That's a velociraptor.
Yeah, we got a
Blue?
fucking. What else can you do besides bark?
Dog
anyway.
comes in and is like, listen, I've been tinkering with a 3D printer and I figured some
Like,
stuff
I
out.
I overheard.
In
You
his
can print.
mouth or some
Here
shit.
are schematics for dog toys.
I made a little
That was
voice
wild.
box.
That was. He just came in. He's like, "This is my room now." Anyway, so yeah. I mean, look, I'm being a little bit more pessimistic than maybe what reality is. It just seems like there's so much to really perfect and fine tune and sort of tinker with that I just don't know if I have the energy for it.
Okay.
I like, you know, there seems to be some useful things. Tam, your joke is kind of spot on because the model that I have, I was like sorting all of these sites that have these 3D models that you can customize and then print on your own machine. And I sorted them by the model I have, and the top 20 like things that you can print are all just mods for the 3D printer itself. So like,
Yeah.
so it's like, oh, I have one called an Ender V2, right? And it's like, oh, sort by most popular. And then it's like filament holder for Ender V2, like extra spool. And you're just like, wait, I got a 3D printer to just accessorize the fucking 3D printer itself? What the hell is this? What did I do?
It's growing, it's evolving, is what's happening.
See, I see a lot. I've for a brief stint, I was on 3D printer TikTok, and I see people like printing full like Iron Man costumes.
Yeah,
And, like,
I've seen
like,
seen them.
Buster Sword and like wild shit like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, how? And that's when
Yeah,
I've
it's a
looked at it and been
cosplay.
like,
Because it's all
maybe
pieces.
I should do
Yeah.
this.
Like
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like
Right.
presumably, you know, you can. It's not just, you know. It's imagine the box, the rectangular box, right? You have all that volume to work with. So within that, yeah, do the hand motions, Jan. You got it.
No,
So-
I'm visualizing
yeah.
for myself, you know.
So it's like this, you know, whatever the dimensions are and whatever the volume of the rectangle is, that's the space you can work with. And in that space, you can make all these things. So like a lot of these prints are just all the pieces for it. Like one of the most popular ones is this like, you know, 140 piece T-Rex model. And I'm like, shit, that might be cool to build and do a thing with my kid. And then you're like, oh, well, I can't even print one fucking Sonic the Hedgehog. How am I going to print 140 pieces for this T-Rex model? And then you start to be like, well, this seems really dumb. Well, why do we even own this thing? And like, the thing is, it's for printing Sonic, it was a 7-hour and 30-minute print.
Wow.
Okay.
How big would the
That's-
Sonic be?
That big, maybe?
Shut up.
Wow.
Yeah.
No.
like
That
maybe
is
that big.
annoying
Yeah, we got a
as
long way to
hell.
go.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I
It's crazy. Oh, look, I'm not trying to shit on the 3D printing hobby. It seems like it's a lot of fun, and like I know it's great, and I've interacted with Giant Bomb community people, you know, who are fans of the site and been super, super helpful and all that stuff. But there just seems like there's a painstaking amount of fine tuning that you really have to dedicate to doing. So like I printed the Sonic thing, you know, after like a half hour, you can sort of see like the outline of his two sneakers, and you're like, all right, I guess in about half a day I'll have a Sonic. I go back downstairs the next morning, and this thing has just literally printed a cloud. And when I mean a cloud, it's just sort of like peed out that string into like a ball of like foil, and it's just completely, it's just
Aw.
garbage. It's just garbage. And you're like, oh, cool, 7 hours, and I printed out like a Brillo pad.
So, do you
It's-
think this
it's
has
kinda
anything to
funny.
do with the model that you bought?
No,
Like, because I've
everyone-
bought some stuff for like
Yeah.
there's a market for it. Like, you can print off cosplay stuff, and I had to like I did this a couple years ago. When Tam and I went to Comic-Con, and I dressed as Diva and he went as Reaper. And
Yeah.
I got the little Diva headset 3D printed, and it was this guy who was basically running a black market scheme. He was just using the university one.
Oh,
And
hell
so
yeah.
I had to meet him just off campus and like give him the money, and he would give me my ill-printed. Actually, it was very good quality.
Yeah,
it's good.
I would recommend.
It seems like the high end shit right there.
Yeah.
I mean,
and so I wonder if you've got like a home one, but maybe.
So I remember doing the research and being also guided into this thing. And I'll say this, like the first two things I printed worked flawlessly. Like everything was great. And then everything kind of went downhill from there. I think a lot of it is like, so like the plate that it prints on, that itself heats up. The nozzle has to be a certain temperature that like the filament comes out of. It's pretty, look, I think it's cool because you build the thing too. I mean, this thing barely came assembled. I had to build the entire, like that was a fun thing that took like 3 to 4 hours. It was like a real, it was a sense of accomplishment finishing that and like guiding the sort of, the bands and the teeth and everything. And then there comes this whole aspect of like, you need to make sure this fucking thing is level in a way that you can't even describe. And then all these adjustments, and it has to be perfectly flat and like one sheet of paper can only fit between the nozzle and the bed. There's a lot. There's a ton of stuff. It seems fun. I'm gonna keep at it a little bit, but I want to say maybe I'm a little closer to like the give up portion than I am than I thought I would be at this point. But we'll see. I'm not gonna give it. We'll just see. Someone in chat was like, just wait till you figure out you can print keyboard parts, and it's like, yeah, that's probably going to be a thing where I'm like back on the train again. But for now, it's been a fun ride.
You're just going to go to that website one day and it's going to be like sort by most popular, and number one's going to be a brain, and you're going to print it and it's going to become sentient, and then we're fucked. That's what's going to happen.
That's how they build. That's how they build. That's how they build Evas.
Despite all of this confusion and how much of a headache this sounds, everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break into this break.
Wow.
And we'll be back real soon.
Five years ago, back in the olden times, Felix Gray realized our eyes were not meant to look at screens all day, and designed glasses to make daily screen time more comfortable and the workday more productive. And now, more than ever, Americans are spending more time on the computers, phones, tablets, gaming devices, and so on and so forth. And there's a lot of sources of blue light. Felix Gray glasses are not like other blue light lenses, Felix Gray lenses filter 15 times more blue light. And that stuff can make screen time tough on the eyes. It can be a little disruptive to your sleep pattern. These glasses, they'll come in non-prescription and prescription. So if you're, wearing glasses, you can get your prescription put right in these things. Check them out right now at felixgrayglasses.com/bombcast. They sent over a pair of these. It's, they're comfortable glasses you can just put on and wear while you're looking at screens. And the idea is to, knock down, well, let's get into it. The common symptoms, right? Like an inability to focus, or like, you get headaches from staring at screens. Do your eyes itch or burn or get all watery from looking at your phone? The whole idea here is that these glasses will disrupt that blue light. It will prevent that blue light from getting into your eyeballs. And ideally, that's going to make you feel better, get to sleep easier, concentrate more, all that other stuff. Get yourself a pair of glasses made for the 21st century and designed for modern, hard-working eyes. You've got nothing to lose, except maybe eye strain. Wow. Go to felixgrayglasses.com/bombcast for the best blue light glasses on the market. That's FELIXGRAY glasses.com/bombcast. Free shipping, free returns, free exchanges. felixgrayglasses.com/bombcast. Your hair, it might fall out, but you can do something about it. That is it. That's the pitch here for Keeps. Keeps offers a simple, stress-free way for you to keep your hair. You go talk to one of their doctors online, virtually. Virtual conversation and consultation. They'll determine what's right for you, and these medications will be delivered straight to your door every 3 months. You're not going to leave the house. You don't have to get on the phone. You don't have to go see somebody. It's just a hassle-free way for for you to get this stuff delivered straight to your home. Low cost, too. Treatments start at just $10 a month, and Keeps offers generic versions to help keep those costs low. The packaging is discreet, the results are proven. Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of its competitors. And hey, prevention is key. These treatments can take 4 to 6 months to see results, so act now. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/bomb to receive your first month of treatment for free. It's keeps.com/bomb to get your first month free. keeps.com/bomb.
Tam was trying to break the news before we even got back into the show, but Tam,
leaked
news.
Oh, it leaked.
Yeah.
Shit.
So the news is leaked news spotted on the Fortnite news Twitter account. Will Smith is coming to Fortnite. Not
Let's
Will Smith
fucking
of
go.
Tested.com, formerly of Tested.com and Giant Bomb and fame, and what's PUBG fame. Will Smith, the actor, Big Willie style, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Which era of Will Smith are we talking?
It looks like Men in Black era Will Smith, but he's dressed in like Bad Boys era clothing. So it looks like a best.
Not...
It looks like a best.
That means we got to get Martin Lawrence too.
Oh man!
Now we're talking.
Yeah, that would be good.
Do you think they, like on the set of Bad Boys, they had a fight about which was the more influential show for people, whether they were a Fresh Prince fan or a Martin fan? Because I'm kind of more of a Martin fan.
Really, Martin?
I really love
I watched that show a lot too, but I think Fresh Prince was the thing.
Yeah, I think that the Why Don't He Want Me, Uncle Phil makes that one scene makes it more important than almost every other sitcom that has ever existed.
Didn't like Fresh Prince kind of go places?
Oh,
like
several
didn't they try
places.
And pull some shit? Like they just did some supernatural shit every now and then, right? Didn't they do something where like one? Didn't they do something where like everything, or maybe not supernatural, but like maybe a lot of dream stuff?
Oh yeah, they had
dream stuff,
and weird shit. Yeah,
but I just remember like a couple weird ones that stuck with me for whatever reason. But yeah.
I think part of the reason why I liked Martin more is because there was a character named Jerome, and Jerome is part of my first name.
Hey,
so I identified.
Yeah.
I never think about Martin Lawrence for that. Whenever I think of Martin Lawrence, I think of Blue Streak.
Oh, I love Blue Streak. I've watched this movie so many times.
Blue Streak is incredible.
I think of fucking Nothing to Lose with Tim Robbins. You ever see that one?
Wow, that's a deep cut.
That is a deep ass cut. Yeah.
I'm proud of everyone for not just immediately jumping to Big Mama's House or whatever it's called. Because that one's like the low hanging fruit for Martin Lawrence, isn't it?
Yeah. Although
so it's coming to Fortnite.
Martin Lawrence isn't. Big Mama in Fortnite would be amazing. But Jeff asked a question which was really interesting. Which was, Jeff, you want to repeat your question?
Yeah, Will Smith inexplicably appearing in Fortnite. I would assume to promote something, but like, when is it that Fortnite finally sort of jumps the shark with these celebrity appearances? Because I don't know, does the average Fortnite player, are they super familiar with Will Smith? Are we at that point yet?
I mean, I don't know. I was surprised about Alien. Like, Alien for me does not skew with the...
Totally.
I mean, people of all ages play Fortnite. I'm not saying that they don't, but like the vast majority of the people who will play Fortnite are on the younger end, and I'm very surprised that the Xenomorph got in there and Ripley.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, like this isn't my answer. I think at a certain point, we're all going to log on, where people are going to log on to Fortnite, and they will just be in it like themselves because Epic has gone. We've used your webcam to capture your face, and now you are in Fortnite.
LeBron James' son has scanned you and put you into the game.
Yeah. But in terms of like what celebrity what is like jumping the shark, I feel like it has to be a celebrity who is like incredibly washed. Like just mad irrelevant, like absolutely no one knows. But like,
what, like
it's
a
got to be
Carrot
like,
Top?
and it,
I feel like Carrot Top would still fit.
I think it's
gotta
someone
be worse than that.
I think it's someone washed. I think it's someone that probably people don't really like, and I think it's someone probably from politics. So like,
I was just gonna say, once they start putting politicians in Fortnite,
I think one day, the day they're like Margaret Thatcher is coming to Fortnite, that's when everyone's like, "Yo, what the fuck?
What is happening?"
Or like we've localized it, and or like in America, it's like, oh, we put Nixon in, or like LBJ or something. That's when everyone's gonna be like, "What?"
I saw someone
super weird.
Saw someone in the chat say Brendan Fraser and excuse you.
Excuse
Brendan
you, put some respect
on,
dude. If they, oh my god, if they listen, I don't currently have Fortnite installed. If they announced The Mummy, like the cast of The Mummy, I would install that immediately. So like,
yes, please.
That. Obviously, my dream pick for Fortnite is Simon Phoenix from Demolition Man, but I will take the cast of The Mummy in
So why? So Will Smith, why is he going into Fortnite? Is I don't to steal back Carlton's dance? I don't understand.
I don't think. I mean, I don't know if there's like I don't think there's an actual like narrative reason in terms of his relevance. Will Smith is super relevant. Like he's I don't think he's got anything to promote, but he's doing very well on YouTube.
Yeah,
he's doing himself.
Oh, is he?
He's doing extremely well on YouTube.
On TikTok
he's massive on TikTok and Instagram because he I mean, like he got overweight, and I say that as someone who, like, when he said I'm overweight, I looked at him and I was like, man, you look better than 90% of people still. So he's like on a training journey to get super in shape, and he's being very public about it, and he's doing it like, he looks amazing, and he's doing it, and he's still also like in like high spirits. And the other thing is, this comes off the back of everyone learning that Jada Pinkett Smith cheated on him. So like,
I was going to say, because like Red Table is
so like he's got a lot of positive, he's got a lot of positive clout right now, where like, and he came out of that and he's laughing and he's making fun of himself, and he's like, I'm on a fitness journey. Also, like, I'm cool with my wife cheating on me or whatever. Like, we fixed it, whatever. And like we've sorted our relationship out or whatever it may be. Fair play to them, but like, I think he's done a bounce back. That's real. Like,
last night took an L, but tonight I bounced back. Okay,
exactly.
Got it.
Exactly.
You listen. Was that also 2015 hip hop? That might have been.
That might have been.
That's Big Sean, right?
Big Sean.
I think it was. That was after. That gotta be after 2015.
Speaking about Big Sean, some big news on top of the Fortnite leak. A new Call of Duty is on the horizon. Call of Duty looks like is going back to World War II with Call of Duty Vanguard. I know last week there were a bunch of leaks popping up here and there. I think Jeff Grubb of Grubb Snacks fame and lore was talking about it. But yesterday, Activision decided, like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just dump all these videos now to tease out an actual trailer or an additional announcement, I guess, later this week, August 19th. This is Sledgehammer's next Call of Duty game. And yeah, how do y'all feel about heading back to World War II?
I mean,
cool.
That's what's up. Like, I have like Call of Duty comes out every fucking year, and like I can only get so interested in it. But I don't know. Maybe they're doing some fun narrative things with this year's game. It always feels like I mean, obviously they kind of skipped out with Black Ops, but I feel like they always try and do something interesting with the narrative. Maybe they it seems like they have something kind of interesting lined up, but I've checked out of Call of Duty entirely. I don't know if this is gonna be the one to get me back in. Like I used to be like super into World War II games when that was the cool thing for shooters to do. Yeah. Well, I was like super into history and all that because of games, and but I don't know. I'm not. I got my eye on it to see what they do with it, because I know a lot of the people who are on the narrative design team who seem like they're genuinely trying to do something different with the franchise. So if folks aren't aware of this kind of team that Sledgehammer has assembled, then they might not necessarily be that interested. But I am, because I want to be surprised. Like that's the number one thing that I would want to come away from maybe a Call of Duty campaign, because you never expect to be like, oh shit, like it's Call of Duty, I shoot a bunch of motherfuckers in the face and then I keep it moving. But
and then I'll get into a car accident or something, and I'll groggily like come out of it at one point.
Yeah,
and there'll be bullets
and then a train,
like,
and then I'll slam into a train. But you know what? Haha, I'm alive.
I'll lose.
I mean, I'm like, I just watched Band of Brothers for the first time, and so now I'm more invested in the World War II setting than I was before I watched Band of Brothers.
Wow,
but like Michael said, the narrative team, I'd never seen it before. And Dave Jewett, who I live with down south from GameSpot, he was like, "It's time, Lucy. We need to watch Band of Brothers." But yeah, like the narrative team there, I'm just like cautiously optimistic and like intrigued as to what they're doing. I fell off COD a long time ago. I'll still play a bunch of Warzone, but I'm terrible at it. But I think the cool thing that they do is they always put reveals in Warzone, and it's a very very audience first way of looking and introducing new things. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, there was a couple of videos popping up across Twitter of additional teases for Vanguard happening in Warzone. It looks like also Activision has been dropping specific videos depending on which region of the world you're in for teasing August 19th. So maybe maybe the narrative will stretch across the world. You know, it is World War II after all.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm terribly interested in multiplayer though. Like, I don't know. I've also just completely in my life I have checked out of competitive games, which is I don't know why I still play Pokemon Unite, but I can't get angry anymore. I got heart problems. I got heart problems. I can't be handling this kind of stress. So fuck that.
Tammy, you were gonna say something?
I was gonna say, like, the interesting thing is gonna be like obviously Activision currently in a lot of shit and a lot of hot water. Like how will that impact, or how does that impact the game and kind of the industry's response to that game? Like the interest around Call of Duty has changed, and interest in covering Call of Duty has changed quite significantly, especially from our side. Like Call of Duty is basically the video game equivalent of white noise at this point. Like you know, it's, or even background noise. Like you always know it's happening in the background, and like very rarely is it doing anything that commands your attention. So people have already started tuning it out, and now people are paying attention to it. They're paying attention to it because of all the wrong reasons, you know, and all the awful practices that happen around there. So it's going to be interesting to see. For me, the most interesting part of a new Call of Duty is seeing how we as an industry tackle covering that game, knowing that one, there's awful things happening at that company, but also knowing that two, there's people that aren't responsible for that have toiled away for years and years working on it and are out there saying, please don't boycott our game. We spent ages on this shit and we're not part of that. Don't take that. So it's going to be an interesting, for me at least, interesting to see how we approach that as someone who also has to like
managing editor of GameSpot
make the call on a lot of this stuff as well. Like, and I probably will screw something up at some point, and just so it's going to be like, that's what I'm kind of looking at as. But like in terms of the game itself, like Lucy and Michael and everyone else has said, like I see that the narrative team that has been put together looks very different from any other narrative team that Call of Duty has put front and center before. So I'm excited and I'm hopeful that there will be something different there. I'll dip into Warzone again, but I think my days of playing Call of Duty multiplayer are behind me. I'm not like Michael completely out of competitive games. I still play a lot of competitive games, but I just can't play competitive Call of Duty anymore. There's something about that specific flavor of multiplayer that just, I don't know. I feel very, very like incapable of doing it, and I just don't have the attention span for that anymore.
We're washed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
not
washed.
washed. Evolved. Yeah, this was one of the complicated news stories. I omitted a couple other, quote unquote big stories because just didn't want to give any weight, and that's all the weight we're going to give to that Call of Duty. I am, I do want to give props to the narrative team because it does seem like they are toiling away. But Activision as a whole can go suck a big butt. Anyway,
beat my ass from the front.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Jeez.
I'm not going to be working here at GameSpot in 2 weeks, so y'all got to
We're
live
on a
with that.
giant bomb podcast, so that doesn't affect us.
Yeah, the premium stuff that should be fine. Something else that happened last week is Nintendo's Indie World Showcase, where they highlighted a bunch of indie games, specifically Necrobarista Final Pour, Axiom Verge 2, Boyfriend Dungeon, Islanders, Curious Expedition 2, Slime Rancher, Portable Edition, all dropping day and date with the Indie World Showcase. And they also highlighted some personal highlights for me from the Indie World Showcase was Metal Slug Tactics, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, which is the game that kind of looks like a Jet Set Future. And the game I'm most curious about on how it'll be on the Switch is Tetris Effect Connected. There were moments on my PS4, and I was playing when I was playing Tetris Effect. I was playing on a base PS4. That bad boy got real hot and sounded like it wanted to explode. And I'm curious to how it'll wind up running on the Switch because there's a lot of particle effects in that game. I mean, Ori and the Will of the Wisps runs okay enough on the Nintendo Switch, but seeing all these indie titles popping up is just making me, I guess, I'm more reserved about just dumping money into these indie titles on the Switch, which will probably run mostly fine. But that damn Steam Deck on the horizon.
Oh, damn. You go see the Steam Deck once, and then you're like, damn, this is life-changing.
No, but the second it got announced, it changed the way I think about buying a ton of that specific slice of game on a Switch. Where...
because like a lot of people talk about like the Switch tax and just how like re-releases are a big thing, and they come out as like a $30 indie game or a $30 game as a re-release on Switch. You can probably get it on Steam for like $5 too. So like the Steam Deck can be really expensive if you get like the bigger models, but I'm sure y'all talked about this. You and Rory went to the park and talked about this shit.
Yeah, so. we just hung out in a park. Well, it's not even just trying to get like the games like at a cheaper price. Sometimes like Necrobarista came out like forever ago, and if that had come out on the Switch when I was playing it, I think I would have enjoyed that a little bit more because I could just play it at my leisure on the toilet. All truth being told, toilet games. Shouts out. I wonder if this is going to start to introduce a specific problem with how indie games will perform on the Switch. And I know that's like, it's a very insular world we're talking about where all of us are in the Steam ecosystem, and there's like a millions of folks that are, the Nintendo Switch is their one thing that they have for this generation. Do you guys, any of you know about the pricing breakdown profit wise for indie developers on the eShop? Do they get like a good chunk of that, or?
I believe on the Nintendo side, they do not reveal that stuff. Like they
Nintendo sure as hell ain't gonna say shit.
Yeah, they are not about that life.
The other life that they're not about are ROMs. In a growing,
they don't like those.
It turns out they don't want that. They want to actually destroy all ROMs. This is an update on a story that I believe we probably touched on here on the Bombcast. That they are suing, I don't know whether or not we should omit his name, but they're suing a very specific ROM website that hosts Nintendo stuff. And initially, they sued the owner of the website for $2.1 million. I was reading a little bit more up on this case, and apparently the individual and owner of the site was supposed to pay $50 a month to gradually chip away at this $2.1 million.
Wait, how many months is that?
You paid off in no time.
How many million?
2.1 million.
Someone
$50
real
a
quick.
month.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
this person's not doing it in their lifetime.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, they're also not doing it
Generations
even
of
to
debt.
start because
Yeah.
Wait, it's like
Yeah.
800 years?
yeah, that's nothing.
Is that right?
Jesus.
Maybe it's like a $50 minimum, and they can
no.
choose to like dump in more if they want.
Wait,
Right.
did I do by week? Hang on.
It's a lot. It's a long time.
Yeah, but this individual apparently has missed his initial $50 payments for the first couple months, so Nintendo has brought his
The
butt.
interest really gonna sting.
Yeah,
at the end of
Jesus,
that.
you can interest on that.
Yeah, I actually don't know if there was interest in that initial
No, probably not.
litigation. Probably not. But the individual had skipped out on his first couple months. I believe this was oh god, people are saying 3,500 years to pay
Yeah.
that back.
That's fine.
3,500 years.
God, that person's children will have to pay for his children's children. Will have
Yeah,
to
like-
pay for that.
Damn.
Start out
That's what's up.
start out the womb in debt, so nothing else is new. Capitalism, yay. Anyway, so Nintendo brought his butt back to court and the judge ordered him to destroy is what this article's
so
What the hell does that
sad.
even mean?
Kotaku's saying. To destroy all unauthorized copies of Nintendo's IP, which includes movies, books, video games, of course, and additional music.
Destroy
And-
them
And I don't know what that means.
right in front of me, right now. Do it.
He's got to
Run
bring
it.
his Plex server, his whole database.
Why-
They be like, listen,
why
bring it
do-
to us. We want to watch you delete this shit.
Like,
Why does all of Nintendo's legal actions feel like a drive-by shooting? Like every time
They're
they're
fucking savages, bro.
they just always just like drive by
Like,
Mac
rah.
10, Mac 11, rah, and out. That's how it feels like every time they're in the news for like legal shit. I'm just like, what are you guys doing, man?
Oh,
I
I mean,
God.
you know, they are super protective of it. I think,
Totally.
but I think the idea to propose to like, you know, destroy all the ROMs, like that doesn't even make sense. That's not even a thing you can do. So why are you even like?
Here's the thing.
You can't
Nintendo-
do that, Your Honor. I can't do it. I cannot do it.
Nintendo is a company that still struggles to understand how the internet works. I reckon if this lad like control everything, dragged it to his recycle bin and said, "I did it,"
And called it a
Nintendo would be
day.
like,
It's
"Good."
gone,
And
guys.
then all he has to do is like restore, and it all comes back, and he's like,
You thought?
That's very good, Tam.
Yeah, I don't know what that is supposed to entail. I do think suing the guy for $2.1 million to begin with is kind of a lot. Especially if homie is just running his own ROM website. I mean, I guess like what he might have a
Right, but, like,
PayPal tip jar or like
But that is the
AdSense money.
thing. It is not the Nintendo's not like, oh, we need that 2.1 mil bad. That is not obviously what it is. It's the act of making an example. Like that is what this is. It's like what the RIAA tried to do, right?
They
like
really are some savages. God damn.
they are just like you are gonna get clapped in a way that your life
Yeah.
you're gonna get clapped in a way that your 4,000-year-old grandchildren will be paying us $50 a month. But anyway, like that is the purpose, and it just makes them come off incredibly out of touch and a failure to really appropriately address the situation by coming to some kind of reasonable compromise.
Yeah,
with all
5
of
generations down, this the person's grandchild is going to enter college, going to graduate, become a doctor, and then behind them, they're going to hear a small Italian man go, "It's a me," with like a hammer ready to collect.
They're 100% sending in Warrior for that one. Like they're never sending. Like the money hungry is. You're like, oh,
He's the
shit.
debt collector for sure.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, it's kind of a bummer. I mean, I do understand that they do want to make an example out of someone, but that's telling this person to delete all the ROMs is not going to stop everyone else from, I don't know, just renaming a file or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, again, like that is the thing. It is all like theatrics. It is all like your copyrights essentially aren't really worth anything unless you try and enforce them. So that is what this is for sure.
The last thing I want to touch on that I'm curious about is, do you think this guy just has a bunch of PDFs of Nintendo instruction manuals that they're very admitant, like, no, delete that shit specifically?
Yeah.
I mean, she by the
PNG of the
movies, books,
Nintendo
and
logo.
music.
Yeah,
Just like
he's holding like the John Leguizamo cut of the Mario Brothers movie where Luigi Mario is revealed as like the bad guy.
Oh hell yeah! Release the Leguizamo cut.
Oh, all right,
Nice.
all right.
Nice.
John Leguizamo gets a bad rap. I like the guy. I like the guy.
Yeah, I don't mind him. I don't think.
I got no
yeah.
problem.
Pest is inexcusable.
Okay, sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very fair.
I mean, come on.
I love him in Romeo plus Juliet, though.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Speaking about high sums of money, Unity is out here making big moves by buying Parsec. Parsec is for those that don't know, Parsec is kind of like it's like a remote.
That's how you make a quick look.
Yeah, well, it's how you make a quick look. Honestly, it is actually the best way to make a quick look. Parsec, it's like a remote desktop viewing service, and you can do the similar things in something like Discord or Zoom where you share your screen. But Parsec, the amount of latency, it's very, very brief, if any.
It's pretty good, yeah.
It's pretty dang good. We use it a lot for recording quick
Previews.
looks.
Oh yeah, we every like previewing games has changed because Parsec is good enough. Like I've done so many more preview events through Parsec. So like Parsec is actually a very valuable and useful thing, at least in our spaces. Yeah,
it's a very useful tool in creative spaces, and I didn't think about the utility in, I don't know, just making games, right? Unity, is already a powerful piece of tech to introduce Parsec into like maybe their own workflow or for smaller devs to buy into. I think could really change the landscape of stuff. But Parsec joins Unity along with the likes of other programs that have been acquired, like Pixies, Rest AR, Chili Connect, Delta DNA, Vivox, Obvious, and of course the hottest acquisition, Speedtree.
Hey.
Hell yeah!
Hey, Speedtree! Hey,
Hey, folks
smoking
at
on that
Speedtree is so nice.
Oh no, I don't say that just at all.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what Speedtree is?
No, I thought it was like a new
online
strain or some shit.
There's like an online library of trees for games and foliage, and that's basically what Speedtree is.
All right.
And so if you like, I think pretty much most games use Speedtree in some way. And I remember making a video about them a few years ago, and they were really nice. And they wrote a blog post about my video on the Speedtree blog, and I was like, it was very early in my career, and I was like, that's the nicest thing. Oh, I carry such a warm love.
Shouts
for
out to Speedtree then, I guess.
Shouts out to
Hell yeah.
Hook us up with some trees, man. What's going on?
Smoking on that Speedtree.
And there were a couple folks worried about this acquisition, wondering whether or not not Speedtree, Parsec would stop being free, because there's a entry-level tier where you can just connect with friends and just see what they're doing on their PCs. But Senior VP Mark Witten shares that we believe more and more creators will need to be able to work anywhere. They're going to work in groups that are dispersed by distance, or they're going to be in a hybrid environment where they might be working in an office sometimes and at home sometimes. And then they had tweeted out a couple days ago that the free app will remain free for the foreseeable future. But damn, I could go for some Speedtrees right now.
Yeah, stick some ads for Speedtree in that.
Yeah,
damn.
Lucy, if you had the actual power to make trees, just like
sounds like you just lace your blunt, bro. Like, come on.
Jesus.
All right, we can cut that out if you
for
need
good or bad. We can't cut this out. It's all live to tape.
Ah, shit, hate to see it.
If you think about it, Speedtree is the ability that who's it, Minato Sensei has? Not Minato. Who is it in
Yamato?
Yamato Sensei has in Naruto after Kakashi pieces out and he takes care of Team 7. So I think you can use his example and use it for good. Yamato Sensei underrated.
Tam, you're an anime expert. What
boy am I?
What this applies to everyone else around the table. If you were to say what character Backlar would be in the Naruto verse, what would you say?
Interesting.
Damn.
Ooh,
Careful.
that is a great question.
Who's maybe Shikamaru?
No, I was gonna go with Shino.
Oh,
Shino, yeah. Wait,
okay.
Shino's a good
Shino's
shot.
the bug dude, right?
The bug
Guy who
dude. Yeah, he's like
controls
very,
bugs.
very
Oh.
quiet, but secretly
He's chill.
very, very powerful.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I feel like he would be a good one to pick.
Okay.
We're assuming that Konoha Shinobi
Yes,
is what I'm going
yes,
from,
yes.
not from anywhere else.
Yeah.
He wears
I
the
would
goggles?
say he wears goggles, yeah, and he's got like a very high collar like jacket.
He's got
on.
the North
zip
Face.
up.
Well, I mean, like
He's
I
got
think
a
yeah.
North
most
Face though.
Okay.
Yeah.
ninjas do, but
I'm not thrilled about the bug part, but I appreciate
He can
it.
Just
control
another
a
hobby.
bunch of bugs. Yeah, it's
Oh,
another.
yeah.
another
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say Shikamaru, but Shikamaru is like he's extremely lazy. Like
Mm.
he doesn't get much done.
He's
unless
chill,
you
though.
really he's very chill.
He wouldn't
But, like,
build a
Jeff-
3D printer on the weekend if his wife.
No,
was-
no,
No.
no, 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 no. Shikamaru is straight up going
but
sleep immediately.
have you watched? This is a wild question, but have you watched
Is it
Boruto?
Boruto? I haven't seen a lot of
I feel like
Boruto.
Jeff would be adult Shikamaru.
Adult Shikamaru
right,
is a little more motivated, but I feel like
What are you trying to say about Jeff?
No, we're cool.
No. I feel like he still has that lazy edge to him though. In
a lazy
it's
edge.
just-
That's
part.
sort of a.
No, I'm talking about Shikamaru.
Yeah,
not
the guy.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Shino is the right pick personally.
I would
Okay.
dress
Shino
like
Aburame.
Shino too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's got drip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm big in
Aburame
that.
Ichizuku. That's you, mate.
All right.
Speaking
sick.
about
That's how.
speaking about drips, someone cashed out and got a hefty payout of $7,500 for finding an exploit to add funds to their Steam wallet.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Steam wallet is something I totally forget. It's just like Venmo, where I forget I have money in it, and then like it's a pleasant surprise of like, oh, cool, I got like $2 here. But a hacking researcher, I didn't know that was something you could become, but I guess it is.
Oh yeah, like white hats.
Yes,
Right?
exactly.
Mm.
InfoSec and other key buzzwords. Anyway, this hacking researcher found an exploit that would let users add funds to their Steam wallet, which sounds absolutely insane. It's already fixed now, so don't go trying to hack
don't
into
try
your
and
wallet.
steal. Yeah.
Don't download money. You know, you can't. Use
You
your
wouldn't
printer.
download a money.
Turns out you can't print money with a regular printer.
Believe me.
Can you 3D print money though, Bacalar? Can you like make some coins?
Worthless currency. Sure. I could print you a cloud of money.
Could you
If you want.
theoretically print me tokens to perhaps put into like an arcade game? Maybe not an arcade game.
Oh, wait.
Oh my god.
What if?
First of all, why did your brain immediately think like, oh, that plastic 3D printer you have could easily forge and mint like metal coins that could fool an arcade machine? That's crazy.
Is it?
But you know what you could
Yeah.
print? What if you printed the skeleton key that gets you into the machine?
You got a better chance of that.
Oh.
You got a better
Also,
chance
I
of
love
that
the I love
for
the
sure.
idea that Jan said, "Can you print a coin?" Having admonished us earlier and said it uses a card now.
Well,
Oh,
you know,
no,
there's-
yeah,
Well,
that's
so
right.
the key thing, the key might be the
I'll
thing because
print you a card.
you can probably get like some kind of substance or material that you can stick into like the keyhole that'll form into whatever the key pattern is. Bring that back to Jeff, print it out.
This is a
Steal
Mission
the
Impossible
iPhone.
shit now.
Just fucking take the
we are
iPhone that you want.
dabbling in
Wasn't-
sci-fi. I feel like
Wasn't there a thing a few years ago where someone, so you know how the TSA has a skeleton key for people's luggage? Like
Okay.
To me, but okay.
every piece of luggage that can log, like the TSA has a specific skeleton
yeah,
key
they
that can
probably
open
need
it.
to get into there. That's I buy that. Yeah.
Yo, we can
And
commit so
someone-
many crimes. This is gonna be lit.
Look at you. Look at
Mate.
you.
And
like,
someone
rubbing your
posted a
hands
picture of the
together.
skeleton key.
Big Birdman
And they had
energy
to, like,
here right now.
Change it.
Wait, they did what,
Someone-
Lucy?
Oh, so they posted a picture
Someone
of the
like
skeleton
posted a
key.
picture, and people were trying to 3D print it. Posted
So
TSA.
I currently
Oh.
I am still in possession of a key that unlocks every gate to the London Underground system.
What?
So
Did you used to work for?
I used to work from there.
Okay,
and they
you used to
didn't
work.
take-
That's how you
and-
got the key.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's how I got, and I
Okay.
have the key, so I can just walk up to any like gate and just be like, "Whoop, I'm out."
God, I love
Damn.
stealth.
Oh, okay.
snitching.
So,
Dude.
yeah, this was from like 2016, but there used to be a bunch of TSA master keys. And in 2014, the Washington Post accidentally published an article. Well, they published an article, but they had a high-res picture of all 7 of the keys.
Wow. Major key
And
alert.
then, like a year
Major
later,
keys.
3D printed copies emerged, making all travel sentry locks essentially useless against theft. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's so dumb.
Jeff, there is. I'm not encouraging this;
Terrible.
it's very illegal, but there is a precedent here.
Buddy. Also,
yeah, that's not where my mind went. But okay, Jan, we could commit crimes if you want.
not to encourage illicit activities, but you know how some private lots will have like the sensor gate that like slowly crawls once you like you're trying to exit, right? But you have to enter in
Sure.
like a little key code.
Sure.
Not saying that I know from experience, but say you had like, I don't know, like a cookie sheet that you would use for baking. If you slide that further enough in front, it'll pick it up as a car and it'll open.
A cookie sheet?
Yeah, but,
Like-
but
like
what
a
do you do
baking
after
sheet.
that? Like, where do you go?
Why
Like,
a-
what do you
that-
do?
Anyway,
That's so weird.
This exploit's already been fixed. The researcher was using an exploit in the Smart to Pay API, which is a Dutch payment service, and he was increasing the amounts from $1 to $100. And because he found this exploit, the guy was able to cash out a neat $7,500.
Oh, is that like
Nice.
the bug bounty shit?
Like the bug bounty stuff. This bug bounty stuff will never cease to amaze me because this
It's cool as hell.
this is like a level of the internet where it's like, all right, I'm just gonna sit over there, guys. I'll figure this
Yeah.
out later. Come
Yeah.
back to me later.
Oh, I just had remembered something. I gave the key back for the gates.
Oh no!
This is Tam
I
covering up.
Covering himself.
No,
covering
no, I
himself.
just-
Shut your
No.
ass! Oh my
I
god!
just remembered
just
the key.
remembered,
The key that I do have is to unlock all the staff toilets on the underground system.
I mean, that's
Still
as
useful.
useful.
It's still
Yeah.
useful. I just don't know where that
Yeah.
key is. I just remembered I gave that one back.
In a pinch, that'll really save the day. So
Yeah. Also, those gates have changed now, so it would be useless anyway. So
Okay.
Well, you'd
sure.
hope so.
Sure.
You've
Yeah.
got this key missing.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
way to
Anything else you wanna say for
moonwalk
yourself?
out of that, dude. Nice.
Well, if any of you ever want to, like, I don't know, dance and be in your feelings with the power of music, I have a couple keys to unlock some dance studios in Daly City. Anyway,
Oh, hey,
oh hey.
let's go through.
Nice. All
if you want
right.
to just like, I don't know, sing Phantom of the Opera to yourself at 2:00 in the morning and be upset about
I
past
do.
relationships, then holler at
Oh
your boy.
shit! Bring a couple
Anyway.
bottles. We can turn up there. Let's go,
Oh.
man.
I have a question for the panel that we've assembled here. What is cooler than being cool?
Ice
Being
cold.
frosty.
It's cold.
Frost
Ice cold,
Punk
exactly.
2.
Got it.
Thank you, Lucy. We got there. Frostpunk 2, a sequel to Frostpunk. No release date just yet, but it is a cold city builder. The announcement trailer looked really, really cool because it was cold.
Oh my gosh! Shut your ass. up.
He's doing it. That's too many in one spot.
Yeah.
They didn't have a release date in the trailer just yet. The developers are saying it's going to look really good, guys. It's going to look really cold. The ice is looking mighty fine, and it's coming out eventually. Frostpunk was a game I saw Alex and I think it was Vinny quick look, and it just stressed me
Yeah.
the hell out.
Yeah, I remember.
It's
that.
I remember Ed
wild
Tran
stressful.
loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he loves, like, you have to be really into oh my god, managing that game is like too damn hard. At least for me, like
it's
I play
stressful.
mad RTSs and city builders and stuff, but Frostbunk's great though. Like
I
it
thought you
is-
said Madden RTSs at
I
first.
did too.
is it Madden an RTS
Isn't-
anyway?
I was just gonna
Yeah,
say,
it
isn't that just
basically
what it
is.
Yeah.
There is strategy in the game of football. Couple more news stories before we go back to the break. I have a timer in front of me, but I didn't reset the timer to see how long we're going. If this next news story pertains, and I had to pull it up because we have a Bloodborne expert on the panel here.
Oh, good call.
There has been a first-person Bloodborne mod released by user Zuli the Witch. Tam, is this something you'd be interested in?
Yes, absolutely. I would like to play this.
You'll take whatever you can get at this point.
I'll take anything at this point. It looks really good as well. I mean, like, it's gonna. I'm interested. Is it actually available to download and play? That's the question. Because I saw a video of it, but I didn't look into whether you could actually download it and play it. I mean, like, I don't think I would be able to because I don't think I've got the facilities for that, big man. I can't get it on like PC, get it running on a PC or whatever. I don't have a modified PlayStation that will let me do it, but I would love for that too. Like, it feels like the video is just stick it in VR for us. Just stick it in VR.
Oh wow, you are itching.
I'll take it.
Wait,
I'll take it.
Wait. So this is it Zuli, and but also like Garden of Eyes, and so I think are they the person who did the hidden door mod? Like they finally did the shortcut door?
Maybe, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Because they have a Patreon and they're going to be releasing this mod. Finally, time for Bloodborne to play this first-person game. I will be releasing this mod as well as the shortcut door mod very soon.
What is that shortcut door?
Yeah, what the hell is that?
One of Bloodborne's last mysteries.
Yeah, there's like a door that is like you can't open.
Oh,
basically at the end of the
other side. Like
no.
In the beginning? Oh, okay.
No. It's the end of the bridge where you fight the cleric beast, I believe. It connects to another part of the world, but it's just you can't open it. And people knew it connects because they dropped. Yeah. If people dropped like the shining coin, I think it was, and went all the way around, and they could see the shining coin from the other side, and they were like, "Oh, so this is how it connects. It's just not available to open." But that's fun. I would if they like
did it.
If that release includes like if it's easy to like download it and play it on a PC, I will absolutely join that Patreon and get going.
It's supposed to be compatible with the 60 FPS mod as well, so it'll be looking real nice.
Good.
I'm sorry, Lucy, you were saying.
No, I was gonna say, like, does it work on PC or do you need a modded PS4?
I think you'd probably need some. It would work on. I don't know actually. I think you might need because whenever like I see people messing around with it, they're usually just in a PC. So I don't know.
Zeus plays with mods. You could ask him.
Yeah,
I guess.
I can help.
Like a bunch of Twitch streamers are playing with mods.
Yeah.
Bloodborne. I've secretly gone back to that in my own time, and man, that game still whips.
Banger. Still holds up.
I fired up Sekiro, and then wow, that game is really hard. Turns out.
Like a Tam. Yeah.
Again. Yeah,
it's not for me.
Up on those games. I remember that.
This fucking guy.
Speaking about hard games, Sigil was a game that John Romero made as a Doom WOD to celebrate an anniversary of Doom. We've checked that out on the website. I believe there's a Breaking Brad. It gets real dark and gets real demony.
Ooh.
John Romero
is like a good demon WOD.
You love a good demon WOD.
Oh yeah.
Just load it up, find it in your assets. No one's going to tell you to delete all the demon WODs.
Yeah, you never want to find a WOD in your assets.
In front of me, right now.
John Romero is planning on going back and adding another installment to his offshoot, the spiritual successor to like the OG Doom. No like glory kills, just like good old 2D single plane shooting. I remember that game being like metal as hell, but too dark at the same time. Like we had to jack the gamma.
Like you can't see it.
Like you can't see it.
Yeah, it was literally too dark.
One of the things John Romero is teasing is that it will feature a lot of levels. So fans of the OG Doom and fans of Sigil look forward to lots of levels.
I was looking for this when I was at my parents' place a couple weeks ago, where I had purchased from a store like discs and discs of wads. Like, yeah, like you could just buy them in a store, and it would just be like,
was this like
a special
DJ
shop.
Screw mixtapes type of deal?
They were just like retail versions of like extra maps for Doom.
Oh,
That sounds illegal.
I know.
Yeah, that sounds-
That sounds wild shady.
Special shop.
8 or 9, but like I've been desperately searching for this one compilation that was like a double disc, and it just had a printout. It was like, it wasn't completely, bootleg, but it just had a list of all the files and then like stars next to them indicating their level of difficulty. And I
remember when
it's crazy.
This is completely different, but like I remember when I was in Pakistan for a little while, and I was building a computer for my cousin there, and they wanted some games, so I went to like the market where you could buy illegally acquired PC games, and there was this disc which was like, hey, we've got like 20 games on this. And it was like, I was like, I've seen the disc before. It's like Tetris, like 4 different skins of it. But I looked at it and it was like Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Max Payne 2, and a lot of like games that I'm like, there's no way you're fitting these all onto one DVD. But I'm gonna buy this and see what happens. And I went in there and they were all on there. But what they had done is they had removed every basically a cutscene or movie in the game. So like, it's just pure game. Like, but also it was like some of it made no sense whatsoever, and it was real wild to play it. Where you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Like
in
Max Payne without any of the graphic
any of
novel
this,
stuff.
yeah. Like, and I was like, I don't know how they went in, because some of those games you can't, like Grand Theft Auto cutscenes aren't just movies. They're like in engine, like, but they had been ripped out somehow. So someone with some know-how went in and removed all that shit. I was like, this is wild. This is impressive.
Damn.
But, yeah.
We're almost near the end of this news segment. Pokemon. There's going to be a Pokemon Direct or a Presents tomorrow at bright and early at 6 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. I have thought about just talking over it by myself, half awake. But they said they would be focusing on Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, the Gen 4 remakes. And yo, let me tell you, I'm so ready to see this little Piplup like get yoked
so cute
and stuff. And I've kind of fallen out of love with Pokemon VGC, but I feel like this is gonna, if this actually has a good battle system to participate with other players, this might be what gets me back in. But in more Pokemon news, I was trying to figure out how to say this in my head. I wanted to say yes.
I was going to say, I just remembered that I didn't actually buy that illegal disc. I found it on the
covered
floor.
himself again.
Once again, walking it back.
Michael just left.
Michael left. You lost him. He doesn't believe you.
Yeah.
I did not purchase any illegal game discs.
Sure.
Just want to make sure that's clear. Thank you.
Okay, buddy.
Okay. All right.
Apologies, Jen. Carry on.
Okay. Let's try to figure out how to work Blissey with a sticky-o. Because Blissey is headed Blicky with a sticky. Anyway.
Blicky with a sticky, yep. Takashi would appreciate it.
You know, not that I want to give any props to Takeshi 69, but this is episode 699. But we're not snitching on anyone because we didn't actually do any of these illicit activities.
None of these crimes
I've never
were
done
committed.
illicit activities, no.
Yep.
We do not encourage crimes.
Yes. Or gambling, for that matter. People are irate that this new Pokemon Unite character is not Blastoise because in the tutorial for Pokemon Unite, you fight a Squirtle, and I remember a bunch of folks being really upset that Blastoise is not part of the original roster. But anyway, Blissey is in the game, another support character. Blissey looks tight.
Oh, we're talking about Pokemon Unite now. Sorry, I just didn't want. I had to get out of here. I don't need the Pakistani. I don't need the Pakistani government smoke. So I absolved myself from that.
Well, I mean, you know, like
what you did.
Tam didn't participate in any of that.
No, I have not done a single illegal thing in my life ever.
He didn't buy one of those games. It was
Except illegally
One of those
pooping
20
on the
games.
underground.
Yeah.
And final news story, just to confirm a late breaking news story of last week. Idris Elba is indeed going to play Knuckles.
Nice.
And I just wanted to go around the panel here, assembled real quick. Who do you think plays Tails? If we don't have like whoever played Tails at the little credit stinger, who would you cast?
Tails.
Tails
is a herb, right? Like Tails is like the wild herb.
Tails is a herb, but still,
Michael Cera. That's what a lot of people have been saying.
Michael Cera. Oh, that's a good call.
No, there's one answer to this,
Mm-hmm.
and it is Owen Wilson.
Oh, that's not bad, I guess.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That is not bad. And just let Owen Wilson just do his plain Owen Wilson voice.
Yeah,
You can't even
just
put
Sonic
it on
running
for Tails.
fast, Tails behind him, just like, wow.
Oh, wow. Wow. You're fast. You are fast, huh?
Wow.
Like that whole thing, that would be all right.
What
That'd
about
be-
Danny
that'd be-
McBride? Danny McBride has some range.
Danny McBride, I don't know if he does have that range, actually.
Here's the thing. The bigger question, or what I put to you is Taika Waititi as Big the Cat. That's what we need.
I mean-
okay.
Interesting.
Only
That's
if
what we
Taika can craft and write his own lines. Like it
Yes,
all needs
exactly.
to be improv.
Yeah.
Like,
'Cause
Hey, man.
script document.
I went and watched Free Guys, that video game movie.
How was
Oh
that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I had a really
Yeah.
fun time watching that game
Cool.
or that movie.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I really want to see that.
Where was it? Can you stream it, or you got to go to a
I
theater?
watched it in a movie theater.
Huh.
because- Man.
Oh, fucking Green Knight is getting put on streaming.
Oh,
this
really?
week.
Cool.
You
But
wanna
I
talk
don't think in the UK. I don't think it's in the UK.
Why do they keep preventing y'all from watching your own shit? Like that's
a British Arthurian legend.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you,
Well, it's
that was a
like-
movie I watched, and I didn't understand squat about it afterwards. But it was great.
I really want to see it, but it's just they just keep messing around with it over here.
And
Don't worry
you guys
about
would
this.
never
I can
illegally
hook you up
stream.
with a way to see it.
No, you can't.
I mean, I can't hook anyone up with a way to see it. Sorry.
But yeah, Free
Wait,
Guy,
you-
good movie.
I just
I
hate
wanna
the
see
fact that
that.
now we live in this world where it's like we have like streaming fragmentation, like psychosis, where we're just like, how do I watch this? Where can I see it? Like,
Yeah.
like what do we do? Where is it? No, it's on. No, it's not streaming. Oh, it is. It's like, where the hell is it? How do I watch it? Can I?
So.
It is really annoying, isn't it?
No.
Oh
one has
yeah,
an
it
answer.
is. It
That's
is
my
not
point.
in the UK. It's
Oh.
screeningroom.a24films.com, and I just went on, and it's like it looks like you're outside the virtual screening region.
have a
VPN
friend
it up.
have that or have a friend from the United States parsec it into you. Listen,
So A24
A fine
has an
Unity company.
So A24 put out they're doing the screening room thing, but they were selling tickets to it. So I imagine the tickets are
What?
probably sold out to attend a virtual screening
What?
for
No,
this
they're not
movie.
sold out. They're just you can't watch it in this country.
I might
It's so
try
stupid.
VPN in.
Because
see
that's
what
not an
happens.
illicit
That might work.
activity.
No, VPNs are fine. They advertise them on podcasts.
Yes. Speaking about
Um,
advertisements on podcasts.
Wait, no, can I? I
Okay,
just
yes. No,
it was
go
a
for it,
good
go for it,
segue.
go for it, go
You
for it.
had a good segue.
No.
This is
We'll
gonna
wind it back. We'll wind it back.
There he is,
damn
Jeff
it.
Backler, the Segway killer.
I've been
really
accused of
stepped on
stealing a
that
segue
third rail
before,
there,
you know?
dude. I stepped right on it. I'm sorry.
No.
Oh,
Here's the bridge, Jeff. Take it.
This better be
I'm
good,
gonna-
man. This better be good, Jeff.
I know the pressure is too much.
Let's hear it.
A lot of
Stolen.
people in chat were hitting me up because apparently some news just came out or recently came out about NHL 22, and there's going to be a
Oh.
reveal on the 19th on Thursday. And people are like, "Oh, look at that! Look at this little teaser! Look at that ice! Doesn't that look like real ass ice?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, it's like, come on, it's fucking ice." I don't.
So the question I have for you, Jeff, is was that worth it?
Yeah, I feel good about it. I feel like as soon
You
as
feel good about it?
I was looking
That's
at
all that
Michael,
counts.
I was looking at Michael's reaction, and I was just judging whether or not it was good just based off his, and he gave me what I needed, so that feels good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good.
it's something that you like.
I used to fuck with
hockey.
Yeah,
hockey.
he reciprocated, so like I'm stoked about it.
Yeah, we
I'm
talked
gonna check it
about
out.
like, yeah, we talked about the
I'm gonna
'90s Avalanche. That I was a big fan of the Avalanche.
That's
In the
right.
2000s.
That's right. We crossed paths there a little bit.
I'm
Go ahead.
glad that you got there though. But I personally would have preferred the segue. Thank you.
Well, it's fine because we can put this show on ice for now and then come pick it up afterwards.
Hey.
It's no secret the internet, and thus the world, loves cats. There's a cat on Instagram with 4.3 million followers. That's as much as Dolly Parton and slightly more than me. But you know, cats can be choosy. As people who want the best for our pets, we can be choosy too. That's why we're excited to partner with Sweet Scoop. Their renewable, wheat-based litter gives cat lovers a better choice for their pets, their family, and the environment. Some of you know we have 3 cats now in our house. That means we go through a lot of litter. We've been phasing in Sweet Scoop into our litter box, and hey, the cats haven't missed a beat. They are all business when doing their business, so I've been happy with the clumping and odor controlling properties of Sweet Scoop. It makes my business a lot more pleasant to handle. You might be thinking, okay, earth-friendly litter sounds great, but does it actually work? In fact, Sweet Scoop does a great job all by relying on one sustainably sourced ingredient, wheat. Wheat has naturally occurring starches and enzymes that actively break things down. It's low dust, low tracking, and easy to dispose of. And unlike clay litter, Sweet Scoop is 100% biodegradable. You might be thinking, okay, earth-friendly litter sounds great, but does it actually work? In fact, Sweet Scoop does a great job all by relying on one sustainably sourced ingredient, wheat. Wheat has naturally occurring starches and enzymes that actively break things down. It's low dust, low tracking, and easy to dispose of. And unlike clay litter, Sweet Scoop is 100% biodegradable. Stuck between litter that works and litter that's pet and planet friendly? Sweet Scoop doesn't make you choose. Go to sweetscoop.com to get a $5 off coupon and find a retailer near you. That's SWHEAT scoop.com.
I don't know how to introduce this next segment. The segues ran out because then I got too up in my head about how I was wrongly accused of stealing a TV personality's segue. And how would I even fit that into like my 2014 Honda Civic? How dare you? Anyway.
What the hell? Unpack that for me?
Oh, you know, this show was like liquidating everything. That show was liquidating everything, and then
Is it a Mythbusters?
It's covered by your mic. I don't.
Yep.
It's Mythbusters.
Maybe that show.
Got it.
Was liquidating a bunch of stuff. Stuff was just popping off left and right.
Oh, it's an actual segue.
And then yes. A certain host's actual segue disappeared, and then for some reason, someone, not that host in question, someone else at the top, blamed me for taking it.
Why?
Anyway.
You don't look like a segue pilferer.
No.
I don't know. Maybe I've pilfered some other stuff, but anyway.
Who among us hasn't? Anyway.
I mean, I would have
I've never
absolutely
committed a
had
crime.
that segue.
We have never committed
Yeah,
a crime.
I would've.
Lucy, you're the only one who has not admitted to crimes on this episode, so good on you.
It's almost as if I'm up for visa renewal, my dude.
Gotta keep
Damn,
it squeaky clean.
Tamoor's hustling backwards out here, man.
Yeah, seriously.
If anyone is listening to this from the immigration side of the government, I'm kidding.
like-
Please let me back
Yeah.
in.
Well, we pulled up episode 69.9.
Yeah.
And you said
Nice,
you didn't
first
do all
of
these
all.
crimes, so come back
So
in.
you're free.
Here's the
That's
commitment.
Lots of emails again about beer snobbery. There's actually an email asking whether or not we would get hosts of or the people contributing to Giant Bomb to make the shows on the Bombcast. And lo and behold, we have 2 of them right here. Tamoor and Lucy of the Very Online Show. Let me just tell y'all, and this is not me blowing smoke up your butt. I love this show. It's a joy to edit because I actually learn so much from y'all. The emoji one
too.
specifically, I was like, I'm supposed to say consortium? I've been saying consortium this whole time.
Consortium.
Consortium.
No, you're
I mean,
supposed to
honestly,
say
like,
consortium.
you're a huge part of that show because you put all the flourishes in and make us look smart, Jan. So
Nonsense.
Thank you.
Nonsense. It is all a team effort. And I'm also happy to report that someone sent a picture of their frunk. There was there was a lot of front trunk talk last week on the Bombcast.
Front core?
I didn't want to include it into this Word doc because they included their license plate, but that frunk looked pretty tight.
What kind of frunk was it?
It was
what kind of frunk?
It was like my Bessie and a Tessie. Anyway, Michael, do you have this document in front of you?
I do.
With some emails. Can you read this one that I've highlighted?
Damn, quite a choice for me to read. So this email says, I just did some shrooms, and now I'm watching the Andromeda Strain. I think I've made a mistake. Dear Sergio. Dear Sergio!
You're thinking Streetlight. That's what you're thinking. You're thinking some Catch-22 bullshit right there.
Hey! Streetlight Manifesto, shouts out. But hey, I would love to do some shrooms and probably listen to Streetlight and have a great experience. But I don't know what we're supposed
doing that.
Yeah,
than watching the Andromeda Strain.
What are we supposed to do with this email? I mean, shouts out to Sergio. That's I think it's the 5th shout out.
That was it. My favorite types of emails are when people just say a thing and have absolutely no questions. Like I just wanted to update you on my state of being.
Little do they know their status update has a good chance of getting on the show, right?
Yeah, I want to. I'll listen to next week's episode because I hope Sergio's all right. I mean, like shrooms isn't like dangerous necessarily.
I mean, if they form this email, they're probably fine.
For yourself. Speak for yourself.
Have you done shrooms, Jeff? Tell me what it's like.
Well, have you not?
I haven't.
Have you not?
No.
I don't do anything illegal.
Oh, I'm just trying to mark y'all. Come on.
But Tam, something that I do need you to do is, could you read the next email, please? From Uncle Disco from Denmark.
Yes. Last weekend, a good friend of mine was streaming her first playthrough of the original Metal Gear Solid. She accidentally discovered an unknown glitch in the game. I watched this happen, which that was me editorializing, which saves over 2 minutes in the speedrun due to it skipping a previously unskippable part of the game. All this had me thinking if I encountered a bug that might have had been useful in a speedrun. Can any of you guys recall a weird glitch you encountered which in hindsight could have been useful for something like a speedrun? Thanks for all the great content over the years. Much love from Uncle Disco on the site from Denmark.
I feel like I've definitely experienced something in a game before that probably would benefit a speedrunner, but B was almost unrepeatable. Like whatever sorcery I mistakenly tripped over and to execute the glitch, I don't think I could recreate in any sort of way, which is what I find the most sort of mind-blowing about speedrunning, and especially like the glitch speedrunning stuff.
So I'm not familiar with this story. The friend streaming, it was their first playthrough.
Yeah,
Boba?
Boba. It's now called the Boba Skip, I believe, named after them.
It's called something like the Boba Skip or something else. I don't care or something like. There's something funny.
That's like a time skip in like a ABB or ABG's like life. Anyway,
to my ABGs.
Yes, it was their first time playing through Metal Gear, and they just accidentally did this.
Have you played Metal Gear?
It's been a hot minute.
So you remember the bit where you're running up the tower and all the guards are chasing you, and you've just got to completely run to the top of the tower. There's a door there which is you're not supposed to be able to open, and it leads to the hind fight. She stopped, leant up against the door, pulled out, aimed her gun with the SOCOM at an enemy, and then took a hit, and it pushed her through the door, which you're not supposed to be able to get through until much later when you go around the other side and use C4. And that saves a lot of time. And then people spent the moment it happened, there were screenshots on replying to the tweet when they put it up on Twitter, where they were like, I hope you know that there are multiple people in a Discord right now trying to replicate this. And eventually, quite quickly, they replicated it, and it's now called the Boba Skip, which is amazing.
Very cool.
But-
I loved her tweet though. Her tweet was like, "Get fucked, speedrunners."
I mean, 2 minutes is like a lifetime in speedrunning,
Yeah.
right? Like that's unbelievable.
Yeah. But I don't think I've ever done anything that I have done. I've never done anything illegal, but I've never done anything like seen anything in a game that like skips a chunk of it or anything like that. Nothing weird. Most of my glitches end in the game breaking.
Absolute failure.
Or like absolute abject failure, and it will like hard crash.
I've like
Go on, Michael.
I've like spec'd into like RPGs. I've like spec'd into something that'll let me like do some wild shit that maybe the developers never thought. Like in Deus Ex, the original Deus Ex, I could like spec hella into like legs and start jumping over shit, and you just like hop. You like it's over. I don't even have to like encounter anybody. Just like Liberty Station, just like hop over all the walls, and like boom, I get to the commander at the top, and just like keep it moving. But I don't know about glitches. The only glitch I really use like missing no in Pokemon, like. I speed run like all my Pokemon to level 99 and fucked everyone up. So that's it.
I remember, I mean, you can't speedrun Overwatch, but I remember, Tam, you and I were playing once, and we found a glitch on Anubis. Do you remember? And then we found that glitched wall.
Oh yeah.
Because then the enemy Sombra, like we accidentally like glitched into it. And then there was an enemy Sombra that kept putting her teleporter just behind
into
it.
the wall.
And so it was impossible to destroy her, and she would just keep bouncing back up there. And I think we reported it like to Blizzard at the time. Like at the end of match report, it was like, well, because that fucking Sombra just like completely wrecked us all because of it. But I remember that. And then it got fixed very quickly. I'm not saying it's completely due to us, but yeah, that's the only glitch that
it was
is
absolutely due to us.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that.
Okay. The one glitch I can think of is during Extra Life, I guess last year, we assembled the Bugdom Consortium.
Oh, I was about to say, yo.
What is that?
Bugdom is a very popular. It's like a game of the decade during the 90s, early 2000s. One of those. And I wound up looking up a bunch of Bugdom speedruns afterwards because I thought our specific build of the game was broken.
Was bugged.
But it turns out speedrunners will use that same tech where it's super broken to speed their way through the game. But yeah.
Was the rolling thing where you just like start rolling and you just like zoom across the map?
You just build up a bunch of momentum.
Yeah. I love Bugdom so much. Bugdom 2 specifically, which we did last year. The soundtrack to Bugdom 2 is...
Bugdom 1?
Was it Bugdom 1?
Bugdom 2 is on iOS, I think.
Oh, damn. Accessible.
I don't know. Anyway, Lucy, could you help me out and read this email from Cooper in San Jose? So let's skip over this giant block of text and the next one I highlighted here.
I mean, Paul from Minneapolis does ask a great question, but it is at the end of a very long email. But I'll go for
circle
Cooper.
back to it.
Hey folks, last week y'all got an email from the PR marketing team behind Raid Shadow Legends, and it made me think of my roommate. He has a 3-monitor setup for his computer, and every day the left monitor has been for emails and websites, the center one for work spreadsheets or gaming at night. First of all, that man could have that, like he could have any job, literally any job, spreadsheets and emails. And the right one has been devoted to Raid Shadow Legends for about 17 hours a day, every day since July 2020. What's more surprising to me, though, is that he hasn't spent a single cent on the game. I have no question to send to y'all. I just wanted to share with you the monster that I live with. Please send help. Cooper in San Jose.
Wow.
What the hell is Raid Shadow Legends?
How have you
I've seen
not?
adverts for it. I've never played it.
I only get adverts for extremely bad mobile games. You can learn more about that on this week's episode of the Very Online Show.
Yeah.
Another email without a question. So if I ever pick emails again, you know how to get your email read on the podcast. Just have
there you go.
An update on your life, I guess. God, I can't imagine running. I don't even know how that game is played. Is it like a gacha? Does anyone know?
I'm looking at a gameplay
Look
clip
at
of it now. It looks like a turn-based like strategy game.
There is PvP.
Okay.
There are a lot of great
Nice.
mobile games. Legit, Raid Shadow Legends is not one of them.
Yeah. Arc Knights. I almost
Arc
spent-
Knights. I was about to say Arc Knights.
I have
love
almost
anime
spent money in
girls.
that game, man.
Almost.
So yeah, Raid Shadow Legends. If you guys are listening, $4 million at the very minimum to get featured as an ad slot. I don't think I could make those moves, but I'm gonna make those moves. Mr. Backlog.
I'll do it for 2 milli. Hit me up.
2 milli is also on the board. Mr. Backlog, can you read the next
Yes.
email from Brandon from Kansas City?
Of course. And other bomb experts. How much credit should I get for fixing something I screwed up in the first place? Thank you.
Ooh.
Less.
That's a great question.
Less
I
than the
would
full
s-
amount.
I would
No, I
say,
think you
That's
get-
how-
But did
still
anyone
credit.
see them fuck it up?
Well, if you're
Ooh.
getting
I-
credit, like credit denotes some sort of like, I guess
are we
you're
talking
right,
about, like,
Lucy. Like,
are we talking about like monetary credit, or are we talking about like, hey, good job,
I think
credit,
a
like
good
pat
job.
on the back?
yeah, like credit.
If
like,
a fuck up
like-
happens in the woods and no one's around
anyone
to
see
see
it?
it, do
Exactly.
you
Did
still
you
get the full
really- did you
credit
really
when you
fuck up?
fix it?
If a crime
I
has been
guess-
committed, Tam didn't do it.
Yeah,
everyone
they're not.
knows
I'm
that.
not involved in this. I'm pure.
No.
Yeah,
I think,
I think. Yeah, what do you think?
you should get as much credit as the people around you are willing to give you.
Mhm.
Well, that's just what it's gonna be. Whether or not that's how much you deserve.
I feel like it depends on what the thing you fucked up is, because like let's say
Yeah.
we're out somewhere and like I don't know, Jeff breaks the engine of a car somehow, and like
Sure.
then like 15 minutes later we come back and he's like, I fixed the engine. I would give him a lot of credit. I'd be like, holy shit, you fixed a car engine.
you
Well
turned
played.
that
I
around.
respect that. I love it. But if it's like, oh, I smashed the vase and now I've glued the vase together, I'd just be like, fuck off.
Oh, I did
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yo, I did that. I broke a plate. My mom has like hella like Filipino moms
Same.
just like collect.
Same.
Yeah, they like plates, pots, vases,
Angel
all this other shit.
statues, baby
Yeah, and
Jesus.
like hella Jesus paintings and shit, and hella crosses, getting crossed up like Jesus. It was wild in there. I broke a plate, and then I glued it back together, and I was like, I glued that shit so nice. I was like, my mom is not gonna notice this shit. 5 minutes, she comes home, it's like, you broke this fucking plate. What are you talking about? And I got zero credit. I was like, but the creases and lines, like, it looks great. All the aunties that come through aren't gonna give you no shit about having a broken plate because they don't look broken. She's like, you don't get any, you get the palo for that. Like, damn,
Oh,
man. Like,
How did
so I
you
got
know?
like I got negative credit for that. Like,
Yeah,
damn.
that's,
Wow.
because you lied.
It's probably because the plate was like 1 centimeter to the left of where it should have been. That's how
Yeah,
mums
was it
work.
all
Where they're like,
uneven? Did you
yeah,
do a
you
good
moved
job,
that.
or did
That's
you
been
do not a good job?
I think I
Did
did.
you
a
do-
good
Kids.
did you do an
Interpretation
adult
of
good job or
good
a
job.
kid's interpretation?
I think I
of
did a
good
kid's
job?
good job. I was like 12.
Yeah. Because like
Oh,
kids'
okay.
good job is like you glued it
Yeah.
back together and then drew a smiley face on it.
Oh, by the way, that is like the best part of like what it's like being the parent of a 6-year-old right now, where like
Uh-huh.
their fucking lying is so amateur
They
and
think they're
bullshit.
slick.
Like
They think they're
I'm
slick.
like, I tell my kid, I'm like, bro, you did not clean that up. It is so obviously dirty. Like all the shit they try and pull, like this is how it came. Oh my god, it's so comically, so dumb.
I think
Everything is
back
so
to
dumb
all
that
the
they say.
lies. I think back
So
to all the lies I
stupid.
told as a kid. I'm like, oh, I'm so fucking dumb. Oh my god. Like,
Yeah,
when I have
like-
kids, they ain't getting away with shit. Like, I know all the,
You-
well, we know all the tricks.
I mean, aside from Tam, who's clearly never done anything illegal, have you ever just like lied so deadpan to like your parent where
even once.
I've said some straight up lies right to their face where I just know like I'm gonna fucking get clapped if I like, and they'll just be like, you're lying to my face, you dumb idiot. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, it's just amazing the kind of shit you will pull before you are old enough to understand the fucking, your actions have consequences. It's unbelievable. It truly is. What a journey. What a journey it is.
But so Jeff, as a parent, have you ever encountered a situation where you just believe them and keep it moving because it's easier. It would be easier that way. Because I imagine like my dad, I don't know, like, well, I didn't have like a Gendo Ikari as a dad, but like it was kind of like that. We're just like I did something, I said something, just like like that's it. I'd be like, you caught me doing this thing, and you didn't say anything after I'm lying. I'm like, I know that you know that I'm lying, but you're not saying anything because. So now I'm older. I'm like, if I was in that situation, I'm like, I actually don't want to deal with this. Like, oh, I caught my kid beating it. Like, I don't want to like have that conversation. So I'm out. Peace. I didn't see
that's
that.
a whole other category, my friend.
All right.
Maybe the segue machine himself will now segue out of that shit.
Daniel from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Hi, duders. I had a terrible epiphany the other day, and I need to turn to the anime experts to confirm if my thought is correct.
Okay.
That's why I've assembled this specific crew. Is Shadow the Hedgehog the Vegeta of the Sonic universe? Would that make Knuckles Piccolo, Sonic Goku, and Tails Krillin? Thanks, Daniel from Bowling Green, Kentucky.
What the fuck you just said?
Wait, who is Piccolo?
Shit.
Wait,
Knuckles is Piccolo, Sonic is Goku, Tails is Krillin.
Knuckles and Piccolo, definitely.
That works way too well.
What about Shadow's Vegeta?
Is Shadow Vegeta?
So I'm not too familiar with like. I don't like. What is Shadow's perception in the Sonic canon? Like, what do Sonic fans think of Shadow?
Oh my god, he uses guns. Shadow uses guns, and Vegeta's special move is a Gallic gun.
Okay, then that works then.
Well, I think we've busted that.
Wow.
Would Shadow be down to destroy a planet?
Oh yeah, I think isn't that what the first game is about? Or
Easy.
Shadow the Hedgehog is about?
Good.
Oh, and Sonic does turn Super Saiyan.
Sonic turns Super Saiyan.
Yo, them motherfuckers in Bowling Green.
Man,
y'all on some shit.
Oh my god! I think that's
y'all got bowls of green.
Right.
If you know what I'm saying.
Only difference is Vegeta's cool and everyone in Sonic sucks. I say that as a Sonic fan.
So is Amy Rose Chi-Chi then?
Wait, Amy Rose?
She seems like more like a Bulma.
Is that
like Rouge the Bat? She's kind of like an Android 18 type of deal.
Wait, hold on.
Backlar, what do you think about Rouge the Bat?
I can't get over what they said that time about Shadow. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was gonna say.
Okay,
I think.
Can I fess up to an actual
I wanted to see how long he would carry that, and he like bailed faster than a new user on a 3D printer.
Yeah, I mean, come on. What were you? I know you were just doing that to get me to not say I didn't know, but goddamn.
I had to confess to a crime that Lucy and Tam that you may have also tangentially participated in. In a certain Slack channel, we were talking about Pokemon.
What?
And then the rest of the crew, Tam, Lucy, and myself, started copy and pasting images of stuff that was not Pokemon to see whether or not Bacalar would still believe it. And then Bacalar just
ate it up.
Say like,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you like sending pictures of like Sonic and be like, yo, check out this new Pokemon that's coming to Pokemon Legends.
Wait a minute. Wait, how? Dude, was there
Send
like a
Digimon.
resolution there?
We did send him Digimon.
Yeah, we sent
was
Digimon.
there first of all, I've come a long way in Pokemon, okay? I think it would help the group if we all just universally recognized the strides that I've made and the progress that I've made in the Pokemon world. Did you not tell me that this is what you do, or did we just leave it that way and kind of moved on with our lives?
I think we just left it and moved on.
Okay, yeah.
Well, because
possible.
didn't that thread end
Sure,
with like us figuring out something to do with VMix?
Yeah,
we were talking about.
We segued back into like a work chat.
Look, time's been a flat circle for me lately, so I do forget huge portions of my life. That said, I do have a favorite Pokemon now.
Oh,
who is it?
Herdier.
Oh, Herdier. Good dog. Good dog. Good doggy. Good pup.
The best Pokemon.
Gengar.
Gengar #1. Let's go.
Gengar.
Gengar's so cute.
Gang
He
Gengar.
looks so inky.
Gengar.
Snorlax is my boy.
I mean, wait. Oh, Lillipup. That's
Yes.
who Herdier evolves from.
Lil Pump? Lil Pump is the
Lil Pump is cancer.
Lil Pump is now a Pokemon?
Oh.
You got cancelled so hard it turned Lil Pump into a Pokemon.
Oh.
Only way
Lillipup
designers
goes to
get it.
Herdier, and then Herdier goes to Stoutland.
Yeah, Stoutland.
I don't
Stoutland
know.
looks like
Staten Island?
never-ending story shit.
Staten Island.
Oh man.
Yes, Staten Island. The Pokemon known as
Hey,
Staten
don't
This
go
is
to
my
Staten
Pokemon.
Island. That's
Staten
where
Island.
Officer
Do not
Prejuditos
go.
are at.
Tam, can you see the email that I'm highlighting from Andre in Otsu, Japan?
Can you highlight it again?
This one.
Can you read?
Oh, I found it.
I'm
Yes.
increasing the font size.
I see it now. I see it.
All right.
Hey, Bombcast. If the members of the Bombcast were Power Rangers, what color would they be, and what would their Zords be? Thanks for the great podcast. Stay wet, gamers. Andre from Otsu, Japan. I'm Green Ranger every single day. I'll just take Green Ranger. I want the Dragon Zord. I'll take the flute. Green Ranger all day, every day.
I was gonna say that I'd like to believe I'm the Red Ranger, and also Jason, the first Red Ranger, is the true leader of the Power Rangers, and I just want to put that up. Tommy's just like your homie that comes in and starts taking the credit. He's the person that joins the group project late because they transferred into school late and be like, all right, guys, cool. Like, I'll present. And then he takes all the credit. And that's all anyone ever remembers.
Relax. Chill.
Okay, so with this 5 here, who's who? Let's just go the OG 5.
Which
I
one?
mean, Tam, you've already
I-
choose the Green Ranger, so
You went.
I
you went
picked
green.
green.
Which one's Johnny Young Bosch?
the Black Ranger.
Oh, that's me.
He also becomes a Green Ranger later as well.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Either one.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Lucy.
Well, green's already gone, which is my favorite color, so I was gonna go for green. I would go for a nice pink.
Okay.
That
All right.
that sounds
Oh.
obvious, but just
Kimberly's
a nice
Kimberly's badass though.
Oh, in the comics.
In the
It's
comics, Kimberly's wild.
So I'll go for Kimberly.
Yeah.
Mr.
Jeff,
Bacalar.
you've got
have
the
to-
remaining options are blue, Billy,
Yeah,
and yellow, Trini.
Trini.
I just don't know.
you could all
who
opt
I'm
to be
supposed
alpha.
to be. Who the fuck well, Jen, you explain it to me. Which one should I be? Again, when I was growing up and people were super into that first season, I just looked the other way. I was just like, I'm not doing this. I didn't
is
think it was
alpha.
lame. I didn't think it was lame. I was just like, this is not for me. And I had all of my friends were super into Power Rangers, emulating your enthusiasm in a big way for sure. So in another life, in another dimension, I'm right there with you on Armed Rangers, dude. I'm watching that first season.
Don't take this the wrong way, but you were totally Bulk and Skull.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
how can I take that the wrong way? I don't even know.
Wow.
Is it
What does
'cause
it mean?
you've got a little theme tune
Not
that
even-
plays every
not
time you come
even-
into a room?
Not even one of them. Just combine
the
them
fuck?
into one person. Bulk
I'm
and
the-
Skull. Both of
Wait,
the
what the-
comic reliefs characters combined into
Yeah.
one. You absolutely hate
Yeah,
to see
they also
it.
have an absolutely chaotic theme tune that
Yeah.
always plays when they come on.
But they are
This-
also
yeah.
they're a constant in the Power Rangers canon, Jeff.
Mhm.
They last longer than all of the other Rangers and actors.
They're like the Penn and Teller of the, of the
Are they?
Yeah, they are the
That's
ska
cool.
Penn and Teller of the group.
Wait, are
What
they
are they
like
doing
Bebop
now?
and Rocksteady in a way, or no?
Yeah.
they're basically they're Bebop and Rocksteady. Yeah, they're that archetype. I would have gone Jeff
Okay.
for Alpha. I would have given Jeff Alpha. Just walk around. Ay
Okay.
ay ay.
That's a Matt Roy.
That's a robot, right? It's a robot.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take it. I mean, look, I'm not, I'm looking at the comic version of these
gold
guys, and they
off.
look pretty sweaty. They look pretty fucking slimy, greasy. They look like extras in some fucking Grease adaptation or some shit. I don't know, but all right, I'll take
Good
it.
news though, Bulk
Hmm.
and Skull are still very good friends in real life to this
Oh,
Thank
day.
well, that makes me
God.
feel better. So
Thank God.
They were supposed to have a spin-off.
Holy smokes! Maybe we'll get into it. I'm
see
pretty
it.
sure.
Wait, this can't be real. A Mexican Elvis impersonator was going to be a supporting character. They would run a hotel.
What?
They would run a hotel.
That sounds awful.
It was called. Navi claims that the video release, The Good, the Bad, and the Stupid, was put out as a test market, and when no one out there bought it, the spin-off was cancelled. This is also the reason why the characters were turned into chimpanzees in Turbo, as the actors who played them were busy shooting the pilot for their spin-off. Is this real?
Oh, this is just like a Gibby situation in iCarly.
Oh my god.
Is this real?
Is that loud?
It's from Power Morphicon 2010.
Oh, then it's real. Morphicon.
Yeah, that's real.
Man, that's
Yeah.
that's
They
like the real
don't fuck
deal.
around.
Yeah.
No.
Let's just go through a couple more emails. Michael, I've highlighted one here and I've seen you hovering around it. But this is open to the rest of the crew and their cultural regional foods. Michael, please, sir.
I got you. Jan and Bombcast. Jan, so happy that you've made it to big leagues and are picking this week's emails. My question is, what are your personal Filipino food hot takes? Will you reveal that you found chicken adobo overhyped or that banana ketchup belongs in halo halo? Do the other hosts have any controversial opinions about cultural or regional foods that are applicable to them? Thanks. Duncan from Greensboro, North Carolina. Damn, you getting Filipino food over in North Carolina? Shouts out to you.
Yo, yeah. That's like the 6 shouts out of the show.
Yep.
I think I do agree with them. I think chicken adobo is overhyped. I'll see people say that that's their favorite food, and you're wrong. You only say that because that's the only thing your mom knows how to make. And I'm sorry if that sounds weird.
Wow. Whoa.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't think
no
I wasn't
moms,
ready
no
for that.
moms,
Oh my
man.
god, dude.
Yo, we said hot takes. We said hot takes. Where's Voidburger at, huh?
This fool just roasted
Yeah.
all the aunties in the group chat. Holy shit.
Sure.
Just
The
came
aunties
after everyone's mum.
Oh,
Damn.
man. I already got
Goddamn.
beef with the old Filipino people that play tennis across the street. Might as well throw it down across the
We ain't
board.
respecting no elders over here. You give us
Where in the
monopole.
country
You know what I'm
is the
saying?
best Filipino food? Where
In this
where
country?
our country? Yeah.
Okay.
Daly
Near
City.
my house, and it's not made by Filipino people. It's made by a small Chinese family that has literally fed this community for generations. And also, their shop was threatened being closed down. And this is the one time I've seen groups of Filipino people band together to support this family so they don't close down.
Damn.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Is it the,
Shouts
is
out
the
to May.
place that
Shouts out
you...
to John. No, not that place. Not that place.
Okay, it's not the place you took me to.
Yeah.
Ooh, damn, hot takes. You know what? I would say like, I think Pancit Bihon is overrated. That's the Pancit Malabon is where it's at. But then you're like, it's basically like palabok at that point. You just like put the sauce on that shit. But yeah, I like because everyone's like, oh shit, like pancit lumpia. That's like the go-to Filipino foods over besides chicken adobo. I think it's because like when we go to family parties, like pancit and lumpia is a given. So it's kind of like but I want that good shit. Like I want dinaguan. I want some nasty smelling fish with like mad patis on that shit. Like that's because that would be my go-to. Like if auntie cooks sisig, like that's rare. So if it's there, like that's all me. Like I'll skip the pancit and the lumpia.
Let me tell y'all, I took Michael to my favorite Filipino restaurant here in the Bay Area. Well, I guess second, based off what the bold statement I made. And Michael proceeds to order the most obscure thing that no one ever orders.
Not
when
really.
eating
Wow.
with friends.
Not really.
Michael orders like the blood pork stew.
I love dinaguan. Dinaguan is my favorite, like one of my top 5 dishes. Dinaguan is chopped pork cooked in pig's blood and like a shit ton of garlic, and it's like it's like
Very
a dark
grainy.
purple. Yeah,
Is it really?
it's like
It's pig's blood. It's like it's pig's blood or okay.
Listen, we don't fuck around. We use every part of the pig,
Yeah, sure. I mean,
including
Wait,
its
I wonder
blood.
if
You know
it
what I'm saying?
tastes similar to black pudding over here.
Black pudding. I was just going to say it's probably
Yeah.
black pudding.
What's black pudding?
Yeah. I
Is
think
it
it's
pork
similar,
based?
right?
This is like
It's,
pork blood.
Definitely
Ooh,
blood.
shit.
Let
Fucking
me
love
look it up.
dinaguan. I might get some for lunch, baby. I ordered from Kadoks.
Oh,
If you like in the area, yeah, Kadoks restaurant. Like, and I get the pork barbecue, the beef stick. Oh shit.
okay. Best Filipino
Yeah.
place, owned by Filipinos, Phil on Barbecue, line out the door. They're contributing to why there's so much fog in Daly City because their smokestack constantly going. But Tam, Lucy, and Bacalar, any regional cultural foods you think are a little overrated?
I
mean, regional. I have opinions on national, but
Sure.
Regional, I don't know. I think like the Shake Shack phenomenon is bullshit.
Oh, hard.
Shake Shack's good.
It's expensive.
I just think like
though.
The double smokehouse.
Any burger from any diner is better than what you'll get at Shake Shack.
What? Shake Shack's lit.
Yeah.
I always get that when I go over to LaGuardia. I always get me some Shake Shack. You know what I'm saying? Or Vegas. Like, Shake Shack's fucking
yeah.
good.
Well, there you go. That's right. I forgot that was in Vegas.
My regional controversial take is that I think a chicken bake is better than a Greg's sausage roll. That is for British
like
people.
a Costco chicken bake?
No, well,
or
I don't know.
is chicken bake something
Costco
like,
one, but like?
Oh shit! Okay.
So it's like I assume it's similar. It's like pastry with hot chicken and like a sauce in the middle. But everyone
Like a
loves
creamy
Greg's
sauce,
sausage rolls,
right.
and I think they're amazing. But I think the chicken bake is better, and it is my
Chicken bake,
my food of choice at Greg's.
All right.
Also, peas pudding, massively underrated.
Peace or peas?
Peas or peas?
Pease,
Z.
I think. Like ham and peas pudding is an elite sandwich on a stotty. This is very northeast, but
I'm looking at this right now, and it's not exactly appetizing, but I'll try anything once.
Oh, it's so good. Like with ham on a stotty, unbelievable.
Okay.
Underrated.
Ham on anything.
I mean,
I've
tried
anything.
most things.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing: like, I will try anything, and it turns out I like everything. I'll eat anything, and I like everything. So it's just like, sounds good. You know.
Bombay mix?
Tam, anything?
I mean, I don't eat a lot of like most British food. Like I'm in England. When I'm in England, or even in America, like I don't really eat a lot of British food because it's mostly not like stuff that I have eaten growing up. So a lot of my food, or these days, I mostly eat like grilled chicken because I'm a terrible person that only eats according to what I need to work out instead of what I enjoy. But I think like most British food, I don't find very appetizing.
Interesting.
There's a lot of it is like very, very like whatever, very grey food in my mind.
Yeah, can either of y'all explain the chip buddy?
Oh, that's good.
What the fuck is that?
What
the fuck are y'all? What are y'all doing?
Elite. You put
what is it?
Chips.
Tell me on it.
You get like a thick bread,
this.
sticks to the roof of your mouth. It has to be white bread, loads of butter on it, and then you put chips, not fries, no crisps, proper thick cut chips in, and then another piece of bread, butter, and it's just like an incredible savory treat. And my mouth is watering just thinking about it.
What's it called?
A chip butty.
It's very easy to make at home.
Seems like
You
it.
can easily
I look
make
at
that.
it and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like it's missing something.
Dude, it's just carbohydrate. It's just soft carbs.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like
It's just a
all you
French
need.
fry sandwich. It's just that.
Yeah, it's a
No,
French
they're
fries.
not-
Why?
They're not French.
Why?
They're not French fries though. They are chips,
They're
lads.
thick
They are.
chips.
I get it, but like they're thick cut, like almost like steak fries. I get it.
Yeah,
I feel like I've seen it. Yeah.
They have the dimensions of steak fries, but they're soft.
Sure.
Like you want to make
I
a
want it,
McCain oven chip.
I get it. I want one right now. Let's do it.
My food take is all snacks pale in comparison to the Bombay mix. The Bombay mix
Oh, there it is. You had it ready to go.
It's the elite. You always got to have Bombay. Look at that. Look at that. People who are watching the audio.
Spicy Bombay mix though.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Can we get some Bombay mix ASMR?
Oh, look at that. No, I wouldn't do that to people, but look at that. The elite snack.
You almost
The
need
crunch.
to refill that. You almost need to refill that. Damn.
I got this yesterday. Yesterday.
There you go.
I've eaten this
There's
much.
got to be a lot of carbs in that too, right?
Not a lot. I nibble at it.
Ah.
As much as I can, but like,
Yeah,
yeah,
little
it's
nibbler.
like grazing
Yeah.
food. Elite,
Do
elite.
you give Kiki a little bit of Bombay mix?
No, she's not allowed it. She's not allowed.
Oh.
I've been trying to get the company that makes the Bombay mix, like Co-Fresh, to sponsor me on.
Did you
capacity.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna tweet
They're
at
just
like
absolutely. They're just not like. I need the Giant Bomb community to tweet at Co-Fresh and say sponsor Tam.
I'll tweet at every company to.
Do they have a
What
very
is-
active Twitter account?
They've got a Twitter account, but they don't have
Oh
an
my
active. I think it's Co-Fresh Snacks. I think the last person to tweet them was probably me, being like, "Sponsor me, you cowards."
Wait, oh, here we go. It's the weekend and the sun's out. The only thing missing is a bag of our sweet chili party mix, zesty and spicy snacks that will soon get you in a sunshine mood. I mean, hey, they've got like they're tweeting every day.
if we
everyone
flood their
tweet at
mentions,
Co-Fresh Snacks and just
flood their
sponsor
mentions.
me.
Listen, it's
And I need that lifetime supply of Bombay mix, especially when I go back to America and I cannot get it.
all right. That's what's up.
They
man.
are
I'm sure you
connecting
could get that
with
on,
all of the
yeah.
big. Ooh, they do poppadoms now.
Yeah, they do a lot.
Sure.
Like genuinely, low key, Co-Fresh is the best snack manufacturer in the UK. It ain't this fucking. It's not Lay's. It's not
Caping
any
for
of the
snack
other ones.
corporations.
Dude, no,
sorry.
this is like a very small company. Like it's like basically a family
they can
business
barely
that's
afford
done
to tweet out,
incredibly
man.
well.
They can't afford to
The-
sponsor you.
Jan,
Their
exactly.
tweet from August 1st is amazing. It is a stock image of a woman reading a book under a tree in a park, and they have photoshopped in a pack of their own snacks.
Jan,
yeah.
do you know who makes Boy Bawang?
Oh,
'Cause
do
that'd
I
be
know
a-
who makes Boy Bao? No, I don't.
Do you know Kuya Bawang himself?
I don't know. Here's a circling back to that email. I don't like Boy Bawang.
It's just corn nuts.
Yeah,
but
I don't like
it's-
corn nuts.
I like that
All
shit.
right. All right.
I'm so
not a hot
hungry.
take,
Oh my
but
God.
just a fact.
So hungry.
Filipino breakfast, top tier breakfast. Nothing touches it.
What is
Yeah.
it?
Facts.
See, I'm on the Co-Fresh Wikipedia page. Company was founded in 1974 by an Indian family who moved from Kenya to Leicester and used their fish and chip shop
shouts
to
out to
produce
Leicester.
snacks as Bombay mix. Yeah. So low key, man.
Yeah. My stepdad's from
Good
Leicester.
shit.
I'm sure
Hell
he'll
yeah.
claim Bombay mix.
For people who don't know that Michael Hyam is an honorary Brit.
Yeah.
Oh, I want that.
But I don't fuck with chip buddies.
No.
I want a chip buddy so bad. Oh my God. I'm looking
I
at pictures
do
of it now.
know someone that is related to the Magnolia family that makes Magnolia ice cream. So we could get ube on deck, baby. Anyway, I thought about
I'm so
ending.
hungry.
I thought about ending the podcast with a email actually talking about video games, but we've gone down this road
All right.
with food. So why not
not
just
worth it.
end it with more food? This comes from Luke from Portland, Oregon. Hey, bomb guys. Corn dogs are good, right? Please discuss corn dog opinions. What about the breakfast ones that are like sausage or some shit with pancake batter? Luke
This is
from Portland, Oregon.
This is tough,
I have never
man.
in my life had a corn dog. I don't even
Corn
know
dogs
what
are
a corn
corn
dog is.
dog. Corn dogs are fucking good.
Corn dogs
They're
are
very
mad
I love a
haram.
corn dog. They are
Yeah,
haram.
that's
They're
unless
very
you
haram
get
though.
You get like a beef hot dog or like a chicken based hot dog.
Still
right?
haram.
Is it?
What about a
Oh,
fish-based
shit, my bad.
corn dog?
All right, relax.
Why
That's
is
a
it
disgusting.
haram? I don't understand.
Okay, you go to a Korean.
It's like kosher,
groceries-
basically.
Oh, that's yeah.
I get it. I guess that's what I actually answered that in my head before you said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like blasphemous food.
Yes, get out of here, you devil food
I
people.
love
Y'all got to
especially
get on the Korean corn dog tip because, woo,
Korean corn dog.
Ooh.
yo, they just throw fries on the batter and just like roll that bad boy around, or it's
here's
like
the
a rice flour, so it's like extra crunchy. It's great.
The thing with corn dogs, so what I think of when I think of corn dogs is going to the mall when I was a teenager and going to Nathan's where you could get like the 24 pack of like micro corn dog nuggets.
Oh, like the poppers.
Which was
Oh,
like
yeah.
which was like pretty banging with that honey mustard sauce.
They're fun to eat too.
What's probably 2,800 calories in a single sitting. but like they're good. It's good. The last time I had it, it was like a fake hot dog. So it was like Impossible hot dog wrapped in, that the really corn based like thing, and that was pretty good because if you have a straight up corn dog, you're right. Like it is a pretty heavy duty, can do you dirty kind of little item that you're having. You know what I mean? Like
High risk, high reward.
It'll beat you up if you're not careful. So,
I fuck with corn dogs. Heavy, because it's corn. Like it's corn. It's like basically like corn.
Stick?
Yeah. Hot dog on a stick. Naturally, no, fuck them. Yeah. Oh, they don't exist.
Yeah.
Shit.
Gone.
Hate to see it.
Hot dog on a stick.
Yo, their uniforms. Yo, they had the drip. Anyone who worked there had the wild drip.
Worked there for a week. I did.
Oh, you did? That's what's up.
I was gonna say last time I had corn dogs was at Steph's. Because you could get like a little thing of them for about $5.
Steph's is gone.
Time.
I might be thinking of Kate's.
Kate's
is gone. Yeah.
These are places right next to the CBSI. Well, can we even call them CBSI office?
That building.
Actually, yeah, next to our office, our former office.
R.I.P. to that Proper Foods. It's gone also.
Oh yeah, it's gone.
Oh
no!
I'm sorry,
Proper Foods is like the wild, like that's like gentrification 101. Like they put a Proper
yeah,
Foods.
but like
it was gentrified store brand food.
I'm mourning the loss of convenience. I'm lamenting the loss of convenience there. Like
that's
if we ever go back to that office, it's not going to be like that was the clutch meal option.
The Greek place better still be there with the amazing falafel wraps.
Oh yeah,
I think they're still around.
I'm so hungry. What are we doing?
All right, well that wraps it up for
I've gotten
emails.
to the point where I looked up what someone recommended in the chat about finding a proper fucking buddy sandwich. Okay, a proper chip buddy sandwich from a place called A Salt and Battery in the city. And
oh my god, what?
Oh, that's good and bad.
That is a good name, but I'm also thinking like,
that's huge Jack the Chipper energy.
I was going to say, today in the UK, people have been complaining and boycotting a fish and chip restaurant because it's called Jack the Chipper.
Because it glorifies a murderer.
Does it glorify the murderer? Like, unless the logo is like some smiling stabby guy. I don't know. Shit.
Well,
this looks good. I want to eat this bad.
That's it for emails, and that is also it for today's episode of the Giant Bombcast. We're going to go make sure that Jeff gets some food in his tummy.
It's almost dinner time, you know?
It's almost dinner. I want to extend a shouts out. This is my personal shouts out to everyone here at this table. Michael, Tam, Lucy, Mr. Bacalar. Thank you for popping onto the Giant Bombcast.
Thank you for running the show and driving this magnificent smorgasbord. Okay, that's what it is, baby. I'm hungry.
You're
Food
so
puns
hungry.
Only. Food puns only.
Jan, let's get hot pot after. I want to go back to the hot pot spot.
Oh man. Okay. Well, yes. Regular programming as per usual on giantbomb.com here. Grub Snacks popping off. The very online show also popping off. Another episode of Back to School. UPF will return to regular programming on Friday this week. Episode 2 of Armed and Dangerous. Another episode of Al Bummer is in the can. And, special shouts out to you, the listener, at home, listening, whether watching live or this archive, whether you've been here from the very beginning, couple months, couple years, couple days, or today's your first time listening to the Giant Bombcast. It's a bunch of fun, and I appreciate you. And folks, with that, let's play the song. Peace.